Harry Maguire committing his future to Manchester United.
Isn't it amazing, Alex, what a difference of a few months and a new face in the home dugout makes? Because at one stage it looked like Maguire and certainly Manu had next to no future at Manchester United under Amorim.
Absolutely. Maguire wasn't first choice by any means at the...
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players, the attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Good morning, 5 minutes after 6 o'clock, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Buy a used car, get a free 2-year service plan, plus get an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. Right, I'm not dead yet, I'm back, and Gabby's here. Morning, Gab.
Welcome back, Mr. Brazil. How are we, my friend?
Just call me Lazarus.
You're looking very tan, mate.
I had a little break. Yeah, and it was
looking
nice.
Very well,
yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
How was it? in the old mobs?
It was all right. You know, a lot of bars and restaurants are refurbing,
Okay,
patios
for the
outside areas for summer. But it was nice. There was enough open. It was pleasant. You know, we had some days mid-20s, like it'll be today in the southeast.
Hey, yes.
So it was nice. Yeah, nice. And and down there you can catch up with all the what's going on in England sport, can't you?
Yes. How was your place? Was all the problems sorted, or remember you had a few issues?
Oh, issues. I had no electricity for 4 months.
Sorted.
So Clouseau, I got down to the bottom of it, right? And I've got to be careful here. I'll get in trouble.
Okay.
But it turns out Asian owned, right? Rented it out to Scandies,
Okay.
right? And someone had swapped my electric box because we're never there, right?
Yeah.
For theirs. So I've been paying for their electricity.
You're joking.
Yeah, for probably 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to get that back?
I've got to send the boys round if I do a Gab.
Yeah, send them round, mate. Who are you gonna send? Ray?
You don't fancy a
Dino?
weekend down there, Gab, do you?
Send Dino. He'll talk him into paying.
Yeah, so we couldn't work it out, honestly. We could not work it out. And eventually there was a pal of mine from Manchester who got a hold of a good guy, the gardener, Carlos, buongiorno. And Carlos, or Buenos Dias, he searched all the different boxes because there's numbers on them.
Yes.
And there it was. So the mystery was solved, Gab.
Yes. At least you can relax knowing that you're not paying any one's electric.
No. But a bit naughty, innit? A bit naughty.
Oh, of course, yeah. They would have known as well.
Yeah. Oh, God, don't worry about that.
They
Anyway, it
would've
turns
known.
out they've been paying no bills for anything, so they're getting tough now.
Okay.
But
Sounds
saying
about
that, it was
right.
nice. It wasn't too busy. It was a lot of Scandinavians rather than Brits. A lot of Brits still, but Scandinavians were everywhere.
Yeah, I find when I go to Mallorca, I'd say probably like 60-70% Germans, though.
Yeah.
They love Mallorca, don't they?
Yeah, no, they do.
Yeah.
They do. And, okay, they get a bit drunk now and again down the trendy bars, don't they?
Yes.
But in the whole, they're very similar to us, aren't they,
Yeah,
generally?
100%, yeah. Respectful, no
But
trouble.
saying that, it was a nice break. I think we had about 8 days, 9 nights. It was nice. And my oldest girls down there were grandkids. They've had a ball. They've been there for 2 weeks.
I bet they have.
And they are brown.
Are they?
I mean, brown, because it's warming up now.
Lovely, mate.
Anyway, so last night, lost to get through. Last night I watched the game. Oh, Bayern should have battered them first half. It should have been tie over.
It was a strange game to watch, Al, in the sense that we know Real Madrid do lots playing the counter-attack, but it just felt like they were the away side.
Yeah.
Playing in the Bernabeu and Bayern Munich on top, non-stop, keeping the ball, chasing shadows at times.
Well, you look
Real
at the
Madrid.
tables, Gab, and Barca are running away with it.
Yeah.
Real are struggling at the back. And you look at Bayern Munich, they're cruising, aren't they?
Exactly. They can rest players this weekend.
It was no shock.
Elise for me, Al. I mean,
Beautiful player.
Luis Diaz is the one that, like, he gets more numbers than Elise, but
Yeah.
the way Elise played, Al, he ripped the left back to shreds. They couldn't cope with him.
Yeah.
I thought he was the best player on the pitch. Also, Manuel Neuer made some great saves throughout the game.
Yeah.
And I just look at this Bayern Munich side, Al, and you don't want to be playing them. I think they comfortably beat them at home, and Real Madrid will be knocked out.
Yeah, I wouldn't. With the two up front, you still can't write off Madrid.
No,
Mbappe can just produce, can't
exactly, yes. But I just think the chances they had last night by Munich, they were very wasteful.
he? Oh,
You should have seen the end of the second half. Luis Diaz.
I went to bed half time.
Luis Diaz got through 2 or 3 times. He just got to make the right pass, sloppy pass. It could have been at least 4-5-1.
Harry got his goal. Didn't do a lot first half, but I was just thinking that when you're at Harry's stage of his career and the confidence that he has, he's not worried about it. If that was me, I'd be like, "Oh, come on, get in the game." Guys like him are not worried about it because they know they're going to have just one good chance.
Exactly,
and punish.
and he was doing what he was doing like a couple of years ago, Al, where everyone was getting frustrated. He wasn't getting in the box. There were so many times he was dropping off deep. It was Elise and Diaz and Gnabry that were getting further forward. But the way he took his goal, you just knew it was a goal. Even the defenders and goalkeeper of Real Madrid 24, not Harry Kane. That is a Harry Kane clinical finish. Some players there, Sky L, take their eye off the ball, but you just know low and hard Harry Kane's always going to finish that. It was a good night for the English players, I thought. I thought Trent, yes, maybe at fault for Diaz's first goal. Didn't follow the run properly, but a great assist from Trent for Mbappe. That's what he's at Real Madrid for. Bellingham come on into the second half, and he done very well when he come on. And also Harry Kane taking his goal.
Yeah. So, Gab, when I've been away, there's a lot happened. We've had our FA Cup semi-final lineups confirmed. Chelsea Leeds. What a game that was, Leeds West Ham. That was remarkable.
Leeds were very good.
Chelsea Leeds and Southampton City. So are we quite simply looking at Chelsea City?
I don't know, Al. The problems Chelsea have got, they suspended Enzo Fernandez for his comments. He's not available this weekend against Manchester City.
Was that the right thing to do?
I think so, Al. I feel like
the young manager.
You know, Al, your era, you'd never do it. Your manager will chase you around training ground, wouldn't he? If you went away of international duty and said, "Oh, I love to live in Madrid, Cucurella. I can't turn Barcelona now if they come for me." Rodri done it in Real Madrid as well a few weeks ago. These players now, Al, they're brave. They're speaking to media, and maybe they shouldn't be.
Well, they just turned around and said it was my agent, it wasn't me.
Yeah, but there's actually quotes of them speaking and saying it. So I think Liam Rosignol and the board at Chelsea, right decision. But if you're backing Chelsea against Leeds in a one-off game, I'm not sure.
Well, would you have done it if it was Chelsea Arsenal or Chelsea City?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, how big was that first game? But to be fair, Al, big game this weekend at home against Manchester City, and he's not available.
Yeah. In Scotland, I've got to mention it.
Yes.
I nearly kicked my telly in again watching Celtic. Oh dear, how Celtic got away with that, I'll never know. Winning up at Dundee,
yes.
I'll never know. I'll never know.
But it seems to get over the line, don't they?
Oh, but looking at it now, because they've revamped the fixtures as they do every season, Rangers supporters are going crazy, mental,
are they?
Outraging.
How did they pick them, Al? How did they pick them?
I don't know. If you talk to a Rangers supporter, I picked them. So 3 points separate the SPL top three, and the split fixture have announced Celtic will take on Hearts in the final day at Parkhead.
Oh, wow.
Celtic have all the good games at home. Not easy, but they're at home. Rangers have got games coming thick and fast.
We have to find out how they get picked, Al.
Well, it's got to be the computer.
It's got to be a normal draw, hasn't it? Surely.
Well, it wasn't Ali, put it that way. He will be spitting feathers. And apparently, Alan, he was on right away. He said, "This is a disgrace. Who's going on here? I've got it easy again." I think Hearts might have blown it. I hate to say it.
Yes.
Because I thought Hearts could do it, but I think they might have blown it now. I think it's between.
But you know what you want, though, Al? You said Celtic's last game at home to Hearts. Imagine if winner takes all.
And Rangers have got to go to Parkhead as well.
Yeah. But let's not talk about the other games they've got to play as well. What other games?
Wait, Motherwell. I'm going to get the fixtures up in a minute. I know not everyone's interested, but in Scotland it's massive.
But there's tough games, isn't there?
Look, if I was a Celtic supporter, I'd be thanking my lucky stars we're still in it.
Yes, totally agree.
I would, because some of the performances have been rubbish.
I'll be happy for Martin though, because he's doing amazing, isn't he? With the quality of players he's got. Al.
Martin must have got home after Dundee shaking his head, because that's not Celtic.
No.
Not the way they played. Well done, Dundee, but it's not Celtic. And he must be saying, what is wrong with them, And they're not.
Does it show they need a good hand in the summer?
Oh, they've got to change it. I think they need 4 or 5 different players. They've sold all the best players.
I think some of their players as well are coming to the end.
Yeah.
McGregor, Forrest. Is it maybe a time for them?
Well, Forrest had on before, because at least he gets at them. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But Celtic, I would say, even though they're not playing well, I'd say it's just slightly advantage Celtic.
Yep.
Right, okay, so Steven Gerrard, what about that?
He was very good value.
Frank Lampard as well. Has he been on, Frank?
No, he's told me, Frank, that he'll come on once they get over the line. I like that though, Al. He doesn't want to come out talking when he can get distracted, his team. And he said, "You'll come on once they finally get over the line." But Gerrard was fantastic value yesterday.
Good.
Yeah, it was
I
very
listened
good.
to him last night.
Yeah.
And my boys, Ipswich, they're in a great position now.
Yes.
Great.
2 games in hand.
Do you know the big game coming up is this weekend at Norwich, Carrow Road?
Ipswich, Norwich.
Not easy.
Norwich are on flames.
Not easy.
I think they're 6 points, is it, or 7 points?
That is that's one of the biggest games for a while.
Yes.
Ipswich and Norwich.
Yes,
big game. Cracker.
Yes.
Absolute
You
cracker.
going to go?
No, I can't. No, I'm still a bit. I tell you what I did yesterday, very briefly, because Katie's coming up. Oh, I got a dose of cramp that I've not had since footballing days.
Nothing worse.
But I was screaming.
Was you?
I don't know what's happened because I've got a little bit of medication at the moment and I've changed it.
Yeah.
Oh, if someone was upstairs in the apartment or downstairs saying there's a murder going on in there, I swear you, I couldn't believe it. I thought, what is wrong? So if you see me limping out that door, take over, will you?
Just get your leg in the air, and I'll do the footballer help you
Oh, talking about that. What about that West Ham keeper?
Oh, no.
Numpty?
Embarrassing.
Absolute numpty. How can you do that?
How can you come off for penalties? Just say you don't want to be involved in the penalty.
Shocking.
Goalkeepers having cramp. They don't move.
Coming up, Katie in for a look at the back pages.
What has happened to the greatest side the world has ever seen without ever winning the Champions League? It's an absolute joke. They're full of it. Are they a good side? Yeah. But the guff that's been coming out of Gooner's mouth of late is unbelievable. And they had to be brought down a peg or two. Absolutely screamed with delight at the weekend when they got knocked out by Southampton.
Jason, you need one of them for Liam Rossini.
Joel Bayer,
Have you got one of them for Liam?
Club World Champions, have some respect on the club name.
Mate,
Two Champions Leagues. But
that's the past, mate.
Joe,
it don't matter.
Joe, see this?
It doesn't matter.
See that bad boy? See that?
All I see is illegal money. All I see is illegal money, mate.
No, broke rules. Broke rules.
Honestly.
Didn't cheat.
Yeah. Broke rules, didn't cheat.
Hiya. All I'm hearing again from you Gooners is excuse after excuse. I think you win the title. You lot now, Bottle Job FC, are at it again. You're at it again.
How can you say that? You've just won the Club World Cup and you're probably not even going to make it in Europe. You're struggling at the moment, man. What's going on? Seriously, come on, man. Listen, you said it yourself. The league is ours, right? Champions League as well. We've got an easy route.
So it's what? The league is over. It's done, is it?
It's done. It's cooked. 9 points clear.
Cooked.
It's done.
I've got a quick question, though.
Go on, mate.
Obviously, you was...
Be careful, by the way, Jermaine, because you got spanked on the weekend.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right,
We're cooked.
Just be careful.
That's totally fine,
All right, cool.
and I accept it.
Bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I bicycle. I want to ride it where I like. You say black, I say white. You say bar, I say bike.
Now, that was Queen with Bicycle Race, and a very fitting choice for this morning. But why? Is that because I've been down in Cambridge for a few days? God, there's millions of them. Well, that was because Gabby's been out and about in London in one of my favourite models of transport, the Lime bike, attempting to be a man of the people. Unfortunately for him, the people of London have collectively decided he's invisible. Let's have a look.
Bicycle brothers. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My biking brothers.
I got the.
Oh, you're going the wrong way. Everyone else is going that way.
I got the bicycle from Bermondsey. I played a bit of paddle in Bermondsey yesterday. Back to London Bridge.
Who'd you beat?
I lost again. That's a record. I think 10 losses in a row. But the Lime bike was my first time going on it. I set it up on my phone. It's so much easier, Al. London traffic. I was flying past cars. I was overtaking taxis. I was loving it, mate.
Really?
Yeah. I want them annoying bike guys out.
Yeah, but there's a lot of bad drivers out there. You're going to end up in the gutter. Right, let's take a wee look at today's back pages with Katie.
Back page review on talkSPORT.
Kitty, what have we got?
Yes, a lot of the back pages. Can I first of all say how magnificent you look? Lovely tan from Marbella.
I wish I felt magnificent, but I'm definitely feeling better.
How good to see look? You know, straight back from holiday.
Looking great, mate.
Looking
I'm
great.
feeling better, but I'm still not out of the woods yet. I've got something wrong, but we'll sort it.
Be careful though, mate. Don't put too much aftershave on. Walking around Canary Wharf, mate.
Yeah. Well, he looks
You might
great.
get chased, mate. Well, you know.
He looks fabulous, and it's reminding me that I need to book a holiday sometime
Yes,
soon.
you're not wrong.
So the back pages are filled with pictures of Kai Havertz. Have a go here on the back page of the Daily Express. We've got on the back page of the Times, super sub Havertz as he scored in the 91st minute to mean 1-0 to the Arsenal, taking that lead back to the Emirates for that
enough,
second
Katie?
leg.
I didn't see that game. I watched the other game, but would that be enough for Arsenal?
I think it was impressive out in Lisbon. You know, they've got a really good record at home.
Won every game.
Gyökeres returning to his former club, and Havertz scoring in the 91st minutes. They left it late, but really important that they take that lead back to the Arsenal.
Sporting Lisbon have won every game this season in the Champions League at home.
100%
scored
record,
5 against Bodo Glimt in the last round. Arsenal weren't great, but they didn't have to be.
They got the job done.
Exactly.
That's the main thing away from home.
Yeah, no one's going to remember how Arsenal played in the first leg against Sporting Lisbon. Now you fancy them 1-0 up in the home leg. Havertz wasn't great when you come on, but a fantastic goal. Great assist by Martinelli. And Arsenal got the job done. David Raya was outstanding. Some of the saves he made, the first one in the 6th minute, where he taps saves it onto the bar. So Arsenal got the job done. That's what they do.
Also another story on the back page of the Times with Amad Diallo here saying that the Manchester United squad want Michael Carrick to become head coach for the long term. So 7 wins and only 1 defeat in Carrick's 10 games. United were 7th when Carrick took over and 11 points behind Aston Villa. They now sit 3rd and above Aston. Yeah, surely. Where do you sit on this? Should he get it full time?
Big comes along,
But who though?
But don't you wait though, Al. Don't you wait and see like
Alonso or something, but his Liverpool connection. No, you give it to Carrick.
But don't you wait though and see like if they definitely get top 5? Because if you could give it him now and then like, Man United lose 4 of their last 6-7 games.
No, they're not going to.
But what if they did? And then they were saying, we've given it him too quick. Why don't they just wait to the end of the season, see where they finish? They finish top 5. There you go.
Another story in the back page of the Mirror. Man City believe they have won the race to sign Elliot Anderson. The bosses made the England and Nottingham Forest midfielder one of their main summer targets, and they believe that they will have got him for £65 million. Do you think he's worth 65? I was speaking earlier to Max Scott. He thinks he's worth more than Declan Rice.
No.
Over 100 million.
Max, have a day off, Max.
A break.
65's fair.
Oh, he's a big lad. Too much elevation. Head in the clouds, Max. Get us a break.
I think that's a fair fee for Elliot Anderson. Definitely.
Okay, so not over 100 million.
I'd go fair. I think he's a busy player, good player, always involved. Give me the ball and breaking stuff up. Absolutely. But it's a fair price.
Yeah, totally agree.
And also a good replacement if Bernardo Silva does leave City.
Yeah, different players. I mean, Bernardo Silva's obviously what he can offer going forward. Hard to replace. You know, when David Silva left, hard to replace. different sort of player, but he'll add a lot of steel into that midfield. You imagine a midfield of Rodri, Anderson, and Shirky in front.
Better legs as well.
Yes, exactly. They need legs in Manchester City.
He's also had interest from Manchester United, Chelsea, and Tottenham. So do you feel as though City? Stop laughing.
Tottenham. Don't make me laugh.
We're just saying the word Tottenham and we just laugh.
Yeah. He's not going to Tottenham. I think Manchester United and Man City will be the one, but I just think these players, they can't turn down Pep Guardiola, can they?
As long as Pep's staying,
exactly,
you know.
What about if Enzo Fernandez leaves Chelsea for Real Madrid? Elliot Anderson in at Chelsea?
What, Anderson? I could see that happening as well. Into that midfield. I think he's...
Man United?
He's a starter for England, isn't he? He will be starting next to Declan Rice. So the form that he's had for Nottingham Forest as well, he's busy, he can put tackles in, he can score goals as well. You know, he's very good on the ball. So I think any team in the Premier League will be a better team with Anderson in it.
And just this final story in the Scottish Sun online. Celtic Green Brigade return. This is Celtic have lifted the suspension on the Green Brigade, allowing the supporters group to return for Saturday's home game against St Mirren. Around 200 members were initially banned for 6 matches in November. Alan, are you worried about the image that they've put on the club?
It's something I don't like getting involved in, to be honest, Katie. I know all about it, and I know the songs and the Old Firm game. Really, I didn't like what happened there, smashing up the seats and urinals and stuff, and that's not Celtic supporters. It's not. That stunned me, to be honest. Yeah. On the pitch, I can understand that's not right. But I can understand the joy, elation, because Celtic, again, were poor, but won the tie. But to do that is not good. And you hear, sometimes it doesn't make the press, you hear the Rangers, their side of it, the Union Bears and the Green Brigade. It's not good for football. No. Really, as a kid, you get carried away watching, getting in a bus, going away to Dundee or to Aberdeen, and you're excited and you sing your song, but no, not nowadays.
Wow. So the only positive I take from it is that when I went to the Old Firm game and I look over to that corner, it adds the atmosphere, doesn't it? In that way, that's good, but the other stuff isn't.
Yeah. No, it's a problem for Celtic, because there's more than 200, and they go home and away, So there's a problem for Celtic. They need that support. They need that vocal support. But is it the right type of support? I don't know. I really don't know. But there's a lot of us, the Celtic fans, wouldn't like it, would not like it. But, at the end of the day, I suppose it's a horrible part of football now that you don't have to put up with, but it's there and you've got to deal with it. And Celtic have tried to deal with it. And at the same time, they're the ones who are remonstrating with the board to say, come on. You're letting us down. We go everywhere. You're going to put season ticket prices probably up again. You're not spending the money. We should be winning this. So it's a catch-22, but I'm not happy, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got one last story if I've got time.
You have got time.
Aaron Ramsey may have retired earlier on this week, but he's doing one final little thing. He's running the London Marathon.
Amazing.
Yeah, which is really nice, raising money for It's Never You charity. So he's running the London Marathon on April the 26th. Have either of you two run a London Marathon?
Alan?
Half marathon.
Half marathon.
Yeah. What year was that?
That was 84. Yeah, Wellingham City half marathon. Done all right. I done all right. I've done it for charity, of course. I ended up getting fined 2 weeks' wages. I couldn't walk for 5 days.
Yeah, you said that.
I had no training. I forgot all about it, and I've been...
Just rock up and do a half marathon.
We'd won on the Saturday night, and I was in the pub till about 12:30. I got a knock on the door at 6. Come on, I'm not golfing. No, we're doing the half
marathon.
What?
Is it Shaban doing it?
Yeah, Shaban's doing it. Have you run a London Marathon?
I wouldn't. No.
You wouldn't? I ran it last year. It's great fun.
I'll pull my calf after 10 kilometres, so there's no point.
My oldest Katie's done New York, Paris, and London a few times.
Oh wow! Yeah, I'd love to do Paris.
She loves it. Long way though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was honestly one of the best days of my life. It was so good. The atmosphere, incredible.
What's the time limit?
Yeah, you're going to be the last one.
4 hours 50, 5 hours 20.
I tell you who done it. The Moose done it.
Did they?
Really?
The guy in the deep sea diver outfit beat him.
The rhino outfits. Save the rhino.
Everyone's locking up. Come on, at the finish line. Come on, guys.
Took them 3 days.
3 days.
Well, there's a few cake shops in the way. Right, coming up, our Bayern favourites for the Champions League after a brilliant win last night at the Bernabeu. We're asking that next.
I mean, I know you want to be diplomatic and you're maybe tiptoe around it, but would you have gone in for the Tottenham job? Would you have taken it? Given what we've seen, we've watched Tottenham and everyone's sort of dancing around it.
You just mentioned something there, and this would be more important to me, and obviously the career I've had, it does pay well. I wouldn't go in there. I wouldn't look in for money. They could offer me a massive amount of money. I'm sure they're capable of it, and I'm sure, well, allegedly, they've offered De Zerbi a massive amount of money.
It would have been about
No, it'd have been about what you're going to gain me as a human being. What would I gain, right? You go in there, you get the job done. 6 games into next season. If you're not in the top 4 and the football's not what they want, rubbish, get them out. So you're not going to gain a lot there, are you? So then, and that's if you get the job done, because it's not easy. And then you don't get the job done, and then somehow it's on my neck that I took Tottenham down. You know, well, that ain't good for me as a human. This is not even about football. I'm going, well, that ain't good, is it?
What do you reckon?
You know what I mean? So I go, and then you get some money, and I go, well, I'm not thirsty for that. I've got some money, so how much do you want?
You know the dynamic of the industry. We all know the 2 biggest commodities in football are talent and gossip, right? Or money and gossip. Money and gossip, right? You must have
sad, isn't it, if it's an equal measure.
Money and
gossip beats talent.
Money and gossip was what I meant. Money and gossip, right? What do you think is wrong with Tottenham?
Well, I mean, I find it I find it really interesting from the outside. I know Thomas. And if I was a Tottenham fan, and I know a few, I thought the manager was getting a hell of a lot of heat and weight on that. And if I was Tottenham, I'd be looking at some of the players, me personally, I'd be going, hang on a minute. Look at all this money they've spent. And money doesn't guarantee anything, by the way. It's another myth about football. But it gives you a better chance. And you're going, right, so they've spent this money. Look at these players. Allegedly, I keep hearing this, and I don't Forest, all these talented players. Talent is when you deliver. You can be telling if you're not delivering, that ain't talent.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
desire is always to be here. Oh, more look inside.
I only said it because I love this song. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. The perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free. Free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Gabby alongside me now, our sports reader and resident big Forest fan, Max Scott, wasn't too happy with something I said a few moments ago. Max, take it away.
Well, look, you know, Elliot Anderson is worth 100 million quid. Let's just start there. Declan Rice is a wonderful player.
What currency?
Oh, pounds, mate. Every day of the week. And I had a good chat with Katie Shanahan this morning, and she just wasn't having it. She was saying less than 100 million. And my point is that I'm in a unique position where I watch every single game in Nottingham Forest. Very few people do that. And Declan Rice is a wonderful player. But to say that, I just think it's clear he's worth 100 million. If Declan Rice was worth 100 million at West Ham, then Elliot Anderson is far superior at this stage in his career than Declan Rice was. Technically, he's unbelievable. Defensively, he's more duels than any midfielder in Europe, more accurate long passes, more passes into the final third of any other midfielder in the Premier League. And my point as a Forest fan is I think if he was wearing a Chelsea shirt or a United shirt or an Arsenal shirt, he would rightly be lauded as one of the best midfielders in Europe. People don't because he plays for a club that's currently struggling in the Premier League.
Good point. Good point, but I still don't think he's 100 million.
No.
Well, no one's worth 100 million, are they?
But no, listen, I get the similarities to Declan Rice, but I look at Anderson and I do watch him a lot. I think he can do it all. You know, he can win the ball back. He can play any role in that second midfield. He can.
I think he's more of a scrapper than Declan, isn't he?
Yeah, he can score goals.
He can get the ball back.
Passing. I just don't think anyone's going to pay 100. Do you know what I mean? You're worth what someone's going to pay.
Whether or not someone does, though.
Yeah.
My point this morning or earlier this morning was if Rice was worth 105, then at this point, surely
Inflation.
Anderson is. And with inflation. And technically with the ball at his feet, he's far superior than Declan Rice is now.
Alan loves him. I love him. It's just, I don't know, maybe sometimes it's Elliot Anderson, you're like, Nottingham Forest, they're struggling. Maybe it's a bit of that as well.
I think
Gibbs White as well. You wouldn't look at him and say 100 million, would you?
There's a bit of bias. Because he's in a Forest shirt.
Yeah.
Best in Europe.
Tough game on the weekend for you boys.
Yeah.
So you've got two of the best in Europe. Let me just look at the table again, Max.
Well, Harry Kane was the best striker in Europe. I mean, he played for Spurs. So, you know, it's not about the shirt you wear. It's about the quality that you've got. And I'm telling you, Elliot Anderson will be one of the greatest in Europe next season.
God, a bunch of parrots in there now, isn't it?
What are they saying now?
Oh, I'm not. It's so repetitive. Listen, it's your team, Forest. You're entitled to stand up from, and maybe someone will pay a lot more than 65. It's just an opinion. That's all, Max.
Yeah, absolutely. But Mr. Marinakis won't let it for less than 100. Let me tell you, he's going to get maximum value, and Forest's going to need it if they stay up.
So Alan's first day back, and you're biting his head off.
I don't care.
Al came for me. Al came for me. What was it? I'm up in the clouds because I'm so big.
We're just jealous, mate. We're jealous of your height.
Oh, you don't need to be.
Max, nice one. Thank you. So he's sticking up for his side. Why not? Yeah. Right, let's talk last night's game. Cracker, wasn't it? And the big question is, should Bayern be home and hosed in terms of horses? Let's say very good morning, German football expert, Raf Honigstein. Raf, a very good morning.
Good morning, Raf.
Good morning from Madrid.
What a good display from Bayern, Raf. No surprise and great form. That was, that was a big performance. And maybe this morning they'll be looking saying, 2-1, it should be more.
There was an element of that, but at the same time, they knew that Manuel Neuer made some amazing saves. And if you get a little bit unlucky, maybe Madrid get the draw, and then it's a completely different game in terms of the momentum. The one goal I think that Bayern take with them, the 1 goal difference, is not just that 1 goal, it's also having won. And I think that ultimately is more important than getting that extra goal, because Madrid, you could see that they only need such little encouragement for things to happen in the game, for the belief, the confidence to come back. Structurally, Bayern were clearly the better side, but individually, Real Madrid have such unbelievable talent that can make stuff out of nothing that, even when you're the much better team, you can still not win or perhaps even lose, especially at the Bernabeu. So all in all, they were pretty happy with how things transpired last night.
Raf, I thought every player for Bayern Munich done very well last night. They looked organised, well drilled, well coached by Vincent Kompany, and that showed this season. But one player stood out for me. 16 goals, 25 assists in 40 games this season. Michael Elise. I mean, one of my favourite players at Bayern Munich over the years was Arjen Robben, and it's high praise, but the way he played last night, mate, he was a joy to watch.
Yeah, he was sensational. Somebody said just the other day, he's like Arjen Robben, but even more smooth on the ball. I mean, there are similarities, the way he cuts in on his left foot, but things just look effortless for him. I mean, last night, it was only a question of, is he going to go to the left of the fullback or to the right? I mean, he had him on toast, and the only thing that was missing was a goal, but he had a fantastic game. And you said every Bayern player had a good game. I'm not sure I agree. I think we had one or two players that didn't quite play at their top level. I'm thinking of Pavlovic, who took like 45 minutes to really get going. Frank Luis Diaz had a pretty quiet game until the goal. But that was the good thing about this Bayern team. They have a structure, and collectively things work out that even when perhaps not everyone is having a fantastic game, they can still turn out a performance like this because collectively things work so well for them.
Yeah, Raf, I'm with you with Diaz. You know, he was doing the simple things, Diaz, first half. Not really attacking his fullback, getting in beyond him. But then came on to a game whereas Elise, I love his balance, his turn of pace, just beautiful. His body shape, the way he's elegant, isn't he? Really elegant.
It's just incredible the way he moves, and it's nothing that he does is superfluous. I mean, sometimes he might be a bit provocative, standing on the ball and so on, but everything is for a purpose, and the purpose is to just basically grill the opposition fullback and create spaces, create chances, get into the box where things happen, and he did it so well. And that last bit perhaps was missing from the game in terms of just finding the right finish or finding one or two better options. Of course, he made the goal for Kane, which was a wonderful finish, but overall, I think he and Kimmich, I thought, were the fantastic, outstanding individuals, along with Neuer, who we mentioned earlier.
So, Raf, second leg, look, this is not over, right? 2-1, not over by any means. Second leg, did Real Madrid change it? Will they play the two up front with four across the middle? How do you think they're going to play the second leg?
I think Jude Bellingham will play, and then it's going to look more like a 4-3-3 because he's almost like a striker. And they'll try to be even better on the break. They had chances, and they had chances to create chances. And perhaps on a different day, they can score more goals. So Bayern will be careful and will be wary of that. At the same time, you're in a position now where if they score first, then it becomes very, very difficult, I think, for Real Madrid to come back. So, yes, still very poised, still an even game. At home against a Real Madrid team that concede chances, I think Bayern feel pretty confident without getting carried away. I think that's probably the best way to put it.
Raf, there's not many strikers in Europe where you know they're going to score from last night's Harry Kane's goal when Elise sets him up. When I saw it was Kane, I thought, goal. That's what he does, doesn't he? Clinical
from a shot from outside the box where the real percentage probably is about 10% from all players in the world. So yeah, you're absolutely right. When the ball fell to him, you thought he's going to score, but that's because he scores these kind of goals. His finish is so
incredible,
ridiculously good, and he hadn't done much before in the game.
You're right.
But he doesn't need to because he's there even when he's not having a worthy of a performance. He will score crucial goals for you. He'll defend, and if he's fully fit, and he patently wasn't last night, I think it's another story in a week's time. So that's going to help Bayern. A fully fit Harry Kane, I think, is going to make a difference yet again.
Raf, just a quickie. Tonight's games, two crackers, Barca, Atletico, Paris against Liverpool. Who wins this ties? Who goes through?
Well, for me, PSG are just clearly better than Liverpool at the moment. Liverpool not having a good spell. I can't really see them turning up. And Barcelona Atletico is interesting. I heard a crazy stat yesterday. in 14 years, Diego Simeone has never won at the Nou Camp. So it'd be a pretty good time to start doing it now.
Yeah.
But I think Barca over 2 legs, just a little bit stronger.
Nice one, Ralph. Talk
Thank
next
you,
week.
Ralph.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Ralph Honigstein there. So I didn't know that. Good stat there. Atletico manager never won it. The
Big game.
Do you know what? Yeah, you got to fancy Paris, but I wouldn't write Liverpool off. You never know.
But I think they have to make a couple of changes tonight, Al.
No
I'm
Salah.
surprised if you can't have any passengers tonight, Al, with this PSG side.
Okay. Right, still to come, 6:46.
Can he do it, Ray? Well, he has got the players. There's no doubt about that. I think Tudor, they made the right decision getting rid of Tudor.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that he wasn't the man to get the best out of the players. You could sense that they wasn't having him at all.
No.
And if you lose the dressing room, some big players in the dressing room, you're in trouble straight away. Probably the press didn't help him when he was going to the press saying they got to run more, they got to do this more. You can say to the players individually that, but you don't do it in the press.
Yeah.
Straight away, you're on the back foot.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
as a player.
What about Romero, Ray? Because you're not
Yeah,
happy
I'm not
with...
too sure about his attitude at the moment. Look, De Zerbi might be totally different with De Zerbi. I think he didn't want to be there under Tudor. Yeah. And he may be influencing other players around him, I don't know. But he said there's 7 cup finals there. There was 8 cup finals before the Forest game, and they lost that one. So, you know, it's a situation now. It's not all about what style of football you play, what tactics you make. It's all about mentality now. For De Zerbi's got to get into those players and say, look, this is so much at stake for us. The next 7 games are massive for the club, massive for the fans.
Yeah.
You go out there, you prove that you're good enough, and you prove that, to me, that you want to be part of this club going forward next season.
Yeah.
And that's work rate, that's wanting it more than the other team, that's mentality by saying, like, we ain't going to get beat today, and all those sort of things got to come into it.
Yeah.
It's not all about tactics and all that. Oh, you've got the right tactics now with him playing.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Okay, 6:51. Arsenal may have snatched it late in Lisbon last night, but you wouldn't have known it from the callers on the sports bar, who were in less than celebratory mood.
The Arsenal fans, they're starting to embarrass me. Why are fans slagging Arteta off this Titi-style play when we're winning?
We got the 68 minutes, we were all yawning.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one.
Literally yawning. So listen, we flicked over to the Real Madrid game with Bayern Munich. Oh, my days.
Hold on. So you turned over at Champions League quarter-final watching your team. You turned over and watched Real Madrid.
What do you want me to do? Go to bed at like 20 past 9, mate? Like,
That's an absolute disgrace.
Arsenal fans, did any of you stick it out, or were you too busy watching Real against Bayern? A strange one, let us know. 03717 223344. And what about this weekend? I've just seen some pictures on our big screens here in the studio. It looks magnificent. The Masters returns this weekend. Coming up in just over an hour, YouTube's favourite golf pro, Rick Shields, joins us to preview what promises to be a brilliant 4 days at beautiful Augusta. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
6:52. Katie, stop squinting. I don't want to see you with glasses on. You're squinting at your screen.
I always do that. I do it with a big frown, and then everyone thinks I'm in a bad mood. I was like, I just can't see.
Just before we get into it, Katie, will you watch any of the Masters?
I will, absolutely. Yeah, especially Rory McIlroy. I love that he said in his press conference, you know what, if it doesn't happen, I'm totally fine with that, because he's just, reigning champion after all the drama that he put us through, and it was just amazing to see him.
Has he got a chance, Noel, yeah?
Well, if he's relaxed, absolutely. What about Justin? Can Justin bounce back?
Yeah.
So close last year, I think it's wide open.
Yes.
Because Scheffler's not playing the way he can play, but then again, it's the Masters. Ram, can he come in and suddenly pick up?
Turn it on.
It's fascinating. I can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait. And he says that, the pressure's kind of lifted off his shoulders after winning last year. So let's see what happens. But that gets underway very, very shortly. As for the EFL, what a game this was last night. Southampton beating Wrexham 5-1 as they head into the top 6. How good was Southampton last night, Gabby?
I didn't see the game. I was watching the Champions League, but what I've heard...
2 screens? No?
Not 3 screens.
One or two of the Arsenal...
how many devices have you
the
got?
Arsenal fans turned over. They were.
I certainly didn't, Alan. I had 2 screens going.
I had 2 screens, but I was watching Arsenal and Real Madrid, so didn't get to watch it. But fantastic result, taking confidence from... they've been on a long run, haven't they? Unbeaten as well.
16 games unbeaten.
And a fantastic performance against Arsenal, taking confidence from that. But what a shocking performance for Wrexham. They come out of the top 6 now, don't they?
Yeah, so that's the thing. It was
Southampton take their place.
Exactly, into the top 6. And Southampton, Alan, winning big games at the right time.
Absolutely. We're waiting for the resurgence. They've now got it, that victory over Arsenal. Have they left it too late? I've not looked at the table.
They're in the top 6 now, so
they're in the top
playoffs.
6.
Yeah, so they'll be the side that maybe, okay, they'll have one eye on FA Cup, but you might be thinking, they're the team in form. They're the ones that are coming with a wet sail. Tell me, are you going to Carrow Road? That's a great game.
It will be a great game.
Norwich Ipswich.
Yes, that will be. Yes, I've covered so many of Ipswich's games. I think Alan just thinks I'm Mrs. Ipswich at the moment. But Ipswich, they're doing well. They've got 2 games in hand, is it? And it's so top of the table. Coventry, you think they're going to go up very shortly. Then you've got Ipswich, Middlesbrough, and Millwall all level on 72 points. So that race for the second spot, you would feel, is really interesting. And then Hull in 5th and Southampton.
Don't be surprised at Hull as well. They got a great point against Coventry in the last game. Only 4 points behind. It's all to play for. Even Southampton as well.
Yeah,
They'll still look at it and say, only 6 points off second place. They won't give it up. It's just the game's in hand, isn't it, for Ipswich?
Well, it's the game's in hand for Ipswich. Yeah, you feel as though. But then, I'm still amazed at Millwall. They've had a fantastic season. They beat Borough, didn't they? At the weekend on Friday, Easter Friday. So the EFL is going to be fantastic in terms of the finish that everyone's going to be on. But Southampton pipping Wrexham last night. Let's hear from the Southampton manager now. So despite recent success, he's still not getting too carried away.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make the games bigger than they are. We just need to make sure that we close the games quickly, always, and on to the next one. That's what it is. And after the weekend, message before the weekend, but it's not even necessary. It's just re-emphasize the same thing that we've been saying for a while. Embrace the pressure that comes at this part of the season, play a game, close it, and on to the next one.
How impressive have you been with Ton de Eckert? You know, he was the under-21s coach. He took over from Will Still when they were 21st in the table, and he's gone on a 16-game unbeaten run, knocking out Arsenal in the FA Cup in that form.
It just shows, isn't it, that the old managers at Southampton weren't doing the job with the players they had available. He's come in, and look what he's done with his Southampton side. You look at Norwich as well. Philippe Clement, what he's done.
Yeah, the man at Rangers.
Yeah, Norwich struggling in relegation
battle.
battle. Now they're looking to try and push into the playoffs. And it's all positive at Southampton. But as much as doing a semi-final, it's more about the league. I don't think they beat... Is it Manchester City they play? They need to concentrate on trying to get promoted. Club like Southampton.
As for Wrexham, would you be disappointed not to see them do 4 consecutive promotions?
I think it will be difficult for them anyway to get into the playoffs. So look at the teams that they might have to play. Like, I think Hull are a better side. I think Millwall's fought them this season as well. But it's been a fantastic season for Wrexham because you look at Birmingham City as well getting promoted and look how their seasons fizzled out. Wrexham has still got a chance, but what has that result last night taken out of them? That's a big thumping.
5-1.
Yeah, so close.
At home as well.
At home as well. I wonder if the celebrities were there. Were they commentating on that, or were they busy?
Maybe busy.
Yeah.
Maybe busy for
Hollywood
that one.
stars.
Yeah, but to be fair, they've only just come up into the Championship, so the fact that they're even pushing for the playoffs is an
100%.
achievement.
Fantastic season.
Yeah.
And Derby are still in there as well, aren't they?
Derby is still in there. Yeah. They're 3 points off Southampton.
Your
in sixth.
favourites fizzling out, Gab? Birmingham Blues?
They have fizzled out, yeah. I don't think they can make the playoffs now. They're too far off. Might be a bit of pressure on the manager because they've got an ownership, Al, with Tom Brady as well. They're going to want to at least get into the playoffs. They'll be looking to get back to the Premier League. But also, what Alan said earlier as well, Bromley.
Well, I was going to say, Bromley, nearly up from League Two. They've had a great season. They need 4 points from their remaining 4 games to seal promotion to League One for the first time in their history. And then Lincoln City promoted at the weekend. So it's all happening in the EFL.
Yeah, brilliant. Katie, you're back next hour?
Yes, I am.
Okay, right. Coming up, we'll talk Arsenal, surely. Surely Arsenal fans watched that game in total last night. They didn't switch over, really. We'll talk the Masters preview. Julien Laurent, French football expert, coming up. And we'll hear from Katie as well. I've got the fixtures here for Scotland, SPL as well. And just having a quick, brief glance down, Celtic, Hearts, Rangers. It's tight.
You picked them out.
But you have to say, Celtic, on paper there, probably have the easier running.
Was it Rod? Was it you and Rod picked it?
Yeah. But in saying that, are the Celtic good enough at the moment? We'll see. Okay, coming up 7 o'clock on talkSPORT, back in a tick.
And in another experimental training ground activity, Arsenal's players have been pictured working in groups to avoid dropping pens on the floor while dribbling the ball. You'll see this on the screen now if you're watching the show. Gabby, I don't know enough about it, but it looks more a kind of bonding thing. The lads are having a laugh and whatever it is they've got to do, keep the ball up, no drop a pen. I don't think there's any harm in that, do you?
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't have the pens, but you'd always do stuff like that, Ali, especially when like a new manager come in to try and lift morale, maybe when the team's struggling.
Yeah.
You'd make training fun and you do little relays and something to get the lads...
Can I take their mind off it?
Exactly.
And listen, they're under pressure. They are under pressure probably like they've never been before this season, right?
Yes.
Because All of a sudden, myself included, we're all talking about, quadruples in here, and all of a sudden it's down to a double. Make no mistake about it, these are the two biggest tournaments that they would have wanted to win, and I still fancy them to do the league. Champions League, I'm not so sure, but mate, you know better than anybody, this is the first time they've actually been under, I think, a real bit of pressure.
I think, like I said it to Perry, and he probably disagreed, Ali, but yes, Arsenal might get better, but Manchester United will get better, Ali. You know, the money that they can spend without Champions League football, they showed in the summer, 250 million. What can they spend this summer qualifying for the Champions League? Chelsea will improve.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham, because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Good morning, talkSPORT Breakfast. Arnold Clark Shop the Upgrade event today. Get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Don't miss your chance to boost your valuation. Gabby alongside me, now on the way for you this morning. A man who knows, well, all about European miracles. Liverpool legend Didi Hamann will join us to explain what on earth has gone wrong at Anfield ahead of what a game tonight. A massive clash with Paris Saint-Germain. And the Gypsy King is back. We'll be looking ahead to Fury's return to the ring with the WBO interim world middleweight champion Denzel Bentley live in the studio. Now, after a nightmare a few weeks that saw the domestic cup dreams go up in smoke, Arsenal found their feet in Europe, left it late. Kai Havertz, great touch by the way for the goal. His 91st minute winner in Lisbon has given the Gunners a big advantage in the Champions League quarter-final, and here's how it sounded live right here, talkSPORT.
Back through the midfield, sprinting, getting away from Katamu, clipping it in. Oh, here's the moment. They've done it. Kai Havertz in stoppage time. Arsenal are going to win in Lisbon. Ball over the top. Havertz running onto it. I was just able to poke it into the bottom left-hand corner. This is a big, big win. In the context of Arsenal's season, it's back on again.
Now, interesting, despite the victory, a late win, it seems some of the Arsenal fans, the Gunners, are never satisfied. The switchboard was in meltdown last night, including Jay on the sports bar, who actually admitted to switching off a Champions League quarter-final because he was so bored. Have a listen.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, we're flying, aren't we, lads? Do you know what happened? Me and me boy. Listen, me and me boy.
Final of the Champions League. 1-1.
Me and me boy, and my mate that I work with, he's a Tottenham fan, right? So we've got a Tottenham fan in between us. We got the 68 minutes. We were all yawning.
No, it's a tough one.
Literally yawning. So listen, we flicked over to the Real Madrid game with Bayern Munich. Oh my days!
Hold on. You turned over.
Too right, mate. Why not do that?
You
Jamie?
turned over at Champions League quarter-final watching your team. You turned over and watched Real Madrid.
What do you want me to do? Go to bed at like 9:20, mate? Like,
that's an absolute disgrace. No, that's Jay, you're a disgrace.
Jay,
I'm
that
sorry.
Is poor, mate.
That's
really?
shocking.
Why are you
You're not
saying
watching
that?
your own team.
For everyone that's delighted to say John is now a broadcaster Arsenal fan, Harry Simu. Harry, a very good morning.
Good morning, Harry.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Harry, I don't know if that was a wind-up or not, but you can't turn your team off, can you?
No, look, it wasn't a great watch, if we're being honest. It was really kind of low tempo in terms of the game, generally speaking. You got the sense that Sporting didn't want to throw anything away. You got the sense that Arsenal were being a little bit more pragmatic than they had been maybe in the last couple of games. And Arsenal were going back to basics, being themselves again, being a side that are really difficult to beat. And Arsenal played it for me like the two-legged tie that it is. There was not really that desperation to go and find the winning goal because at the end of the day, it was only going to be half-time at the end of the night. Do you see what I mean? So, no, I don't think it was a great watch, but to get the result that Arsenal did, I think was brilliant. And to lean on that defensive stability again and for it to work the way it did, for David Raya to have the game he did, I think it was exactly what Arsenal needed, a morale boost in victory that puts them in a great position going into the second leg. And the nature of the winner, you know, the brilliant work from Martinelli on the left, the pass was excellent, the touch and finish from Havertz just brilliant. You know, that's your forward players stepping up and producing something. So, no, I'm happy with the outcome. Wasn't a classic, but if we get through, who cares?
Yeah, I do agree. I was watching the game as well as the Real Madrid game. It wasn't a great performance, like you says, but no one's going to look back, are they, in a year's time and say, oh, Arsenal didn't play well in the first leg against Lisbon, but they won 1-0. It's all about getting through at this stage, isn't it? Not how well you play in the competition.
Yeah, and I also think that there's a bit of a disrespect when it comes to the Champions League. I think we're a bit, sometimes as Premier League fans, we're a bit reluctant to give credit to opposition sides.
They're unbeaten, aren't they? All season in Champions League.
Yeah, exactly. They've won their last 17 games at home. They've won every game at home in the Champions League this season. They haven't lost at home since August. So this is a good Sporting side. We all saw the way they turned it around against Bodo, and we've all looked at the numbers. They've been in brilliant goal scoring form of late. So this idea that Arsenal, who were in poor form, who were in a low place in terms of confidence, we're going to go there and turn them over and win 4-5-0, is just that Premier League snobbery, unfortunately, that we see coming to play.
Got to be a little bit careful, Harry, because this is not over. You know, Lisbon had a few chances, didn't they?
No, absolutely. It's not over. That's why I said it's only half time. But to be in the position that we're in going into the second leg will give everybody confidence. You was always more worried about the away game than the home one, because I think at Emirates Stadium, particularly in Europe, we've made it a fortress and it's very, very difficult to get anything from us. But you're right, Alan, there's no guarantee. You know, it's only 1-0. There's still plenty to play for. And David Raya did have to produce some good stops last night to ensure that Arsenal were able to get to the position late on in the game where it was still level and only one goal was needed. So, yeah, for sure, it's not over. But I think from an Arsenal perspective, I've seen people complaining about the performance online. I heard that caller there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And while everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I'm not here to tell people how they should feel, I just think after what's happened in the last couple of games, we just needed to win last night. And, was it pretty? No. But if you're going to sit there and complain about it and turn something that should be glass half full into glass half empty, then why'd you bother? Why'd you even bother watching the games, following the club?
Harry, looking at Raya's performance last night and the whole season, does it frustrate you like it does most Arsenal fans that he hasn't played the last 2 games? Because he's just such a top keeper compared to Kepa, isn't he?
Yeah, I said in the build-up to the final that he should have played. I would have gone with the best team. A lot of people said that Kepa would play, and they explained the reasons why they thought that was the right thing. I still disagreed with it because I was going with my head rather than my heart.
Be ruthless, haven't you? Just be ruthless.
Yeah, you've got to be ruthless, absolutely. And, we knew he was going to play in the FA Cup again as well. And although there wasn't a glaring error in the FA Cup, it's just, look, the saves Raya made are saves you expect Raya to make, but you don't expect Kepa to make them, and that's the difference. And on top of that, in David Raya, we've got a goalkeeper that helps us build up, that we can play out via. If we're facing a high press, he's good enough to play through it. He's comfortable enough to receive the ball under pressure. But if we're playing against someone that we need to go over the top of, his greater accuracy with his distribution is a big weapon of ours. So it's not just about mistakes or the ability to make special saves. It's about tactically what it does to us as well. I don't think Kepa will play again.
Harry, thank you for that. Let me take a quick call. Regular caller, Gabby, who's a big Arsenal fan.
Oh, no, not him.
Gabby's on the line. Morning, Gab.
Good morning, Sir Alan. And I can't call him my brother no more. I'm disowning him. He's not adopted no more. Agbonlahor. But he told me to go to sleep after the City final, Alan. Could you believe it on Twitter? He said, go to sleep, Gabs. Go to sleep.
Good morning, my Twitter friend, Gabby. How are you?
I'm all right. Do you know what? The quadruple's still on. Let me explain it.
Go on then,
Let me
mate.
explain it.
Go on.
We win the Champions League, we win the Premier League, Tottenham get relegated, and my friend Jamie O'Hara has another breakdown on national TV. Just imagine it. The fans' quadruple is on, Alan. It's on. It's still on.
Well, what did you think of last night? Were you disappointed or just about winning the game?
Do you know what? I'm going to use one of Alan's sayings. That tube that called up last night, referring to switching over. Who switches over on their side? And then he sat there in between the Tottenham fan. I mean, that just rubbed salt in the wound, that did. But you know what? Listen, I'm going to say this. This is where I'm at with it. He hasn't taken the domestic competitions as seriously as everybody presumed. He should have played Raya. But if he did take them seriously, he would have played Raya. Let's be honest. Let's be frank about it. You play your best squad. He didn't want them competitions. It's like he's told them, go out. If you win, you win. If you go out, you go out. It's fine. This is not our priority. Our priority is the Champions League and the Premier League. And that's what matters. And Gab, Aston Villa, mate, what's going on? We've done you a favour now. 5 Champions League places, mate.
I know, mate. I know. Aston Villa only spent 30 million last summer. Arsenal, you spend, don't you? £1 billion squad.
Alan, it's always got something, isn't it, mate? Great politician, our Gabs, wouldn't he? I'd like to go up against him, mate. He could be with Rachel Reeves. And I think I'll go Rupert Lowe. I don't know what you think about that.
He's been very, very quiet with the Villa lately, Gab. So listen.
I know. I'm trying to be neutral.
Arsenal march on. Big game at the weekend.
Yes.
Tricky game in the Premier. But look, it's not over yet, but 1-0 is a good victory away from home. So, Gabby, enjoy, mate.
Yeah,
Thank
enjoy,
you for your
Gabby.
call. Right, coming up, we're going to talk the beautiful Masters. The pictures have been coming up all morning on the big screens here. It takes place this weekend at Augusta National. And I've just looked at the list, and I tell you what, this is a difficult one to call this year. Really is. I think I'm going to watch 2 rounds before I even think of having a 5 or a 10.
Oh, really? You're going to wait?
Yeah, I'm going to wait. Rig Shields coming up next.
yesterday I went to a pub and sat down with a beer and watched West Ham versus Leeds, and it was a cup tie for the ages. It was fantastic entertainment, and I think the whole weekend was a little bit like that, sort of handbrakes off, let's just go for it. But Leeds United deserve a lot of credit because they could have crumbled when they let in 2 goals in stoppage time. I don't know where West Ham were for the first 91 minutes, but certainly later in the game they came into it. They did have a couple of goals disallowed in extra time as well. And by the way, I'm the biggest advocate of getting rid of extra time and going straight to penalties. But yesterday might have maybe changed my mind.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, much like when I scored at Fratton Park, I think at time I ran to perfection. Because,
Sorry. How does an FA Cup quarter-final compare to your goal at Fratton
Because
Park?
I turned up in the pub having had a family day when they went into stoppage time at the end of normal time. So I saw
the last
I saw all the drama of the 2 West Ham goals. Castellanos going through and thinking he made it 3-2. And as you say, the extra time was absolutely brilliant. It was like a basketball match, which you don't normally get in that extra half an hour. We nearly got the story, didn't we, with a 20-year-old kid coming on and saving a penalty and making himself the hero. But, yeah, just a brilliant cup tie. And, listen, this competition takes a bit of a kicking, but I was at St Mary's Saturday night. That was what the FA Cup was all about. And try telling those Leeds and West Ham fans who've not been to a final or won the Cup for decades, for generations, the FA Cup doesn't matter.
I don't think
superb.
it does take a kicking. I think that's just a phrase that people use just to sort of, to blithely, actually, because I don't think it does take a kicking. I think we all enjoy the FA Cup. I go back to the last couple of years. Look at Crystal Palace's run to the FA Cup final and subsequent success. It's brilliant for the FA Cup.
It's not John Denver. It's the Masters song coming on. Beautiful. Magnolia Drive. The old rhododendrons out. It's beautiful, Gab. Beautiful.
Where is it this year?
Augusta. What do you mean this year? It's Augusta every year. Georgia. Golf's most prestigious competition, the Masters, kicks off tomorrow afternoon out in Augusta, Georgia. Will Rory be able to match his heroics of last year? I wouldn't put it past him, by the way. And retain the green jacket, does inform Scott Bob McIntyre. Can Bob break his major duck? It was the Champions Dinner last night where 2025 winner Rory picked a menu. Notoriously, the previous year's winner sets a menu using inspiration from his home country. Rory didn't do that. Yesterday said, why not?
Also wanted it to be something that all the other people in that room would enjoy as well. People keep asking me, why didn't you go more Irish? And I said, because I want to enjoy the dinner as well.
Oh, it's a bit strong, Rory. By the way, Rory picks up the tab For all the wines and all the food, yeah.
I'm sure he's okay. I'm sure he's not struggling.
Yeah, petty cash. I wonder what he did have. Well, Irish food, you could have Dublin Bay prawns.
Okay, what else is Irish?
Irish steak, beautiful.
Really?
Well, you not been in Goodman had a nice Irish fillet? Oh,
no, I thought it was Argentinian steaks.
No, not in Goodman. No, Goodman's the opposite.
Irish?
Irish, Scottish, English, and American.
What else have Ireland got then that's nice food?
God, they love their... Oh, what else? Fruit pudding, black pudding. They like the big fry-ups and stuff.
Oh, fry-up, yeah.
No. Dublin have got great chefs.
Good.
Right, back to the golf. Find out more with well-known golf YouTuber and pro Rick Shields. Morning, Rick.
Good morning, Rick.
Morning, fellas. How are you?
Good, Rick. I just love it. I come in this morning, Rick, the massive screen to my right, and I'm just looking at the pictures from Augusta. There's nowhere like it.
There isn't. That music just sent all my hairs on my arms to stand up, because it's a really special time of the year, and there's nothing much better than the Masters.
So, am I right in saying, Rick, I'd love to see Rory, put in a cracking first and second round to be in contention. Scheffler seems to have a bad round in him at the moment, but he'll be totally concentrating. Am I right in saying this is really, really open this year? I know you can say that most years, but is there an outstanding player in that field who's brilliant on form at the moment? I'm not sure.
It's certainly not a guarantee this year, that is for sure. I mean, there are so many great players playing in it. And, I wouldn't put Rory going back to back. He's now got the duck off his back, and I wonder if that's going to really help him. Obviously, Scotty Scheffler is so good. But then, you look at Bryson DeChambeau, he's hitting incredible form at the moment. I really think it's going to be a fantastic tournament.
What about John Rahm? Talk to me about Rahm,
I mean,
because I know he's in Live, but at the same time, he's playing away from these guys. But he will be totally focused for probably the last couple of months on the Masters.
Well, I get to spend quite a bit of time with John, because I travel around with Liv, and he is one of the most competitive golfers I've ever seen. His consistency is exceptional. He will be there and thereabouts come Sunday afternoon. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
Rick, you can tell I don't know much about golf, mate. I didn't know that it's in Augusta every year. That's about what I know, mate. But DeChambeau has been calling out Rory McIlroy again, hasn't he? Is this rivalry between them real or put on?
I think it's a bit real. I think it's real. I really do. And I'm here for it. I absolutely love it. I think every sport needs a bit of a rivalry, and why not? Hey, if it gets people talking. Yep. Them two playing in the final round last year, and famously they didn't really say a word to each other. Well, good. Do you know what I mean? They're playing for a green jacket. They should be as competitive as they possibly can. So I love these rivalries, and I think there should be more of them, if I'm honest with you.
What about Justin then? Justin Rose. Justin's getting a little bit older now, but what a performance last year. Can Justin bounce back?
Oh, honestly,
good three ball, by the way. Good three ball. Spieth and Koepka.
Yeah, honestly, I would love Justin Rose to win. I had the pleasure to play with him and film with him a couple of years ago, and genuinely, if you guys might have met him, but he is the most just wholesome, lovely gentleman I've ever met. He doesn't have many rivalries, I must admit. There's not many people that don't like Justin Rose, and the form he's in at the moment is incredible, considering his longevity in the sport.
Yeah,
Rick, you've played at Augusta, haven't you? Talk to us about how amazing and magical it is to play there.
It's Disneyland for golfers. I mean, it really is so special. I was lucky enough to play it the day after John Rahm won it in 2023, and just to walk around the property is outstanding. But to play it the next day with the Sunday pins, I mean, the golf course is spectacular. I think what is special, and obviously, Gabby, I know you said before about where is it this year, and it is always at Augusta.
Good to know.
You learn the golf course. I'd never played it, but I felt like I knew it.
Yes.
And then playing it was just a dream come true. And it is very special. Everything is perfect. And I think that's what makes it such a special tournament each April.
Yeah. Rick, am I right in saying a fade is not too good round Augusta? It's more of a drawer's course?
Well, famously, a lot of left-handers have won round there, and they kind of say a lot of the greens actually suit left-handers without getting too complicated. A lot of the greens are shaped in a way where if a left-hander hits it long right, they're okay, or if they hit it short left, they're okay. You need to be able to shape it both ways, but definitely a kind of draw off the tee really does help you on a lot of holes.
Yeah.
Certainly down the 10th where you've got to sweep it down the hill, and 13 where you've kind of got to bend it around the corner. There are a lot of shaping holes, but you've just got to have an incredible short game, and you've got to be able to putt around there. Putting is honestly the secret around Augusta.
Yeah, I'm just looking, I'm thinking one or two. Bob McIntyre, I'm thinking, has he got the short game? You look at Oberg as well, who's striking the ball beautifully. Can he come up with a putts? You're right, it's all about finding the right part of the green, second shot or third shot, whatever, if it's a par 5. But second shots are so important on the right side of the hole.
Correct. I think I'll tell you who I would predict, and I'm not great at this, but I've really got my eye on Matt Fitzpatrick this year. I think Matt's been playing some incredible golf. He is famously an unbelievable putter. He's picked up loads of speed in the last couple of years, and since he won the US Open, I can't quite remember the year, a couple of years ago now, he has been really, really good. And obviously he's English. I could imagine on Sunday afternoon Matt putting on the jacket. I really could.
And getting right in Bryson's face as well, first round.
I just, like you say, there's nothing wrong with these rivalries. I mean, it is what
I love
makes
it, mate.
entertaining.
Every sport, love
it
it.
really is.
Yes.
I mean, you go back to other sports, and obviously the famous rivalries in football and F1 and all these other sports. It's great. Like it's
even darts the other night. Luke Littler had a bit. And I love seeing that. Spot on, mate.
And it makes you want to tune in, and it makes you want for those golfers to be paired with each other. Everybody loved it. It was Bryson and Rory being paired in the final group last year. It's like, yes, this is what people want to watch.
Yeah. Rick, can't wait. Can't wait.
Man, Rick,
Thanks,
thank you.
mate. Thank you, Rick.
Thanks, fellas.
Rick
Enjoy the
Shields
week.
there, YouTube and Golf Pro, of course. The Masters tomorrow. Great.
You ever been out?
Right. No, I haven't. I've been invited, but I didn't go. Julian Lorenz coming up. We'll have Katie as well. We'll look at those SPL fixtures as well. Remaining fixtures, Rangers fans, Hearts fans even, you won't be too happy. I think Celtic have got the best of the three.
Yes, best
remaining
draw.
fixtures, but are Celtic playing well enough to win it? Perhaps. That's coming next, 7:30.
Liam Rosenior revealed that Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez had been suspended for 2 games, one of them the Port Vale game, for crossing the line with comments he made about his future. Remember, after Chelsea's exit from the Champions League, he was asked at Fernandez if he'd still be at the club next season by ESPN. He replied, "I don't know. My focus is here now. Then the World Cup is coming up, so we'll see after that." And then during his time with Argentina, he was quizzed about various things with Chelsea, of course, very much in the conversation, and Real Madrid maybe in the conversation. Anyway, whatever he was asked came down to the city of Madrid. "I really like Madrid," he said. "It's similar to Buenos Aires." He was then questioned on whether or not he would consider living in Madrid, and he said, "Yes, of course." Anyway, he was banned for a couple of games. This was Liam Rosenior on that.
Firstly, as a character, as a person, as a player, I have the utmost respect for Enzo Fernandez. What he's achieved in his career, the player that he is. He's frustrated because he wanted Chelsea Football Club to be successful this year. He still wants that, and we still can be. In terms of the decision, I've said this from day one, it's not all about just me. It's not all about the sporting directors or the ownership or the players. We are aligned in every decision that we make. So it was a joint decision. And saying that the door is not closed on Enzo, that's very important. It's a sanction. You have to protect, especially this football club. This is a winning football club with traditions of success. You have to protect that culture. And I think in terms of that, the line was crossed in the international break.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931 when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
The talkSPORT 20k giveaway.
Floyd, you go back a few years. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Clark. Buy a used car, get a 2-year service plan, plus get an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. Gabby alongside me. The clock is ticking. You have until 4 p.m. tomorrow to put yourself in the running for £20,000. Yep. Imagine that, 20 grand tax-free, Rachel, landing straight into your bank account. Don't miss your chance. Make your move right now. Right, what have you got to do? Here's what you have to do. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338, okay? Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call us 0343 418 7260. Give you again. 0343 418 7260. Lines close tomorrow 4 p.m. That's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win £20,000, text WIN to 83338. Sorry, 83338. Do that now. Right, here we go tonight. Yes. Liverpool's season is hanging by a thread as they head to Paris tonight to face Champions League holders PSG. A beautiful day over there, beautiful night if it's like here.
Yes.
We spoke to an Anfield legend yesterday morning, none other than Steven Gerrard, who gave us his take on comments from Virgil that they have given up on Saturday's FA Cup hammering at Manchester City.
You know, they had the chances, which they never took, and I think we all know in the big games, you've got to take your chances when they come along, and take nothing away from City. They were outstanding over the course of the game, but it was really worrying and concerning the way Liverpool did crumble, and also even more alarming what the players are saying after the game in terms of saying there's no fight. We gave the game up. Liverpool Football Club, that can't happen on the pitch, and it certainly can be said off the pitch. So worrying times, I must say.
Do you know what, Gab? I enjoyed that first half game. City-Liverpool. I thought Liverpool were right in it at half-time, weren't they?
Salah had that chance, didn't he, where he gets over the top and holds off, cushion off, and then takes too long out. Old Salah finishes that.
Oh, not himself, I don't know what's wrong with Mo. Look,
it's not himself.
Maybe we're just... it's horrible when you see great players struggling. And it's not just his finishing, it's his final ball, his cross, and he's picking the wrong pass. Is it down to confidence, or is it just we've seen such a great player that standards are not there?
Sometimes, though, you know what it's like, Carl. Sometimes you wake up one day and your legs just don't feel the same. You're stretching. It's harder to sprint as fast as you could before. But that doesn't make a difference to, like you said there, his decision-making, which has been strange. His finishing's been off. And it's got to be a real question tonight with this PSG side. Do you start Mo Salah? I don't think they should.
Well, Paris will be absolutely full of confidence. For the PSG perspective, we're joined now by French football expert Julien Laurent. Julien, morning.
Julien, good morning.
Hello, boys.
Julien, I was going to my first question here, looking at my screen, is could it get embarrassing for Liverpool? I don't think it's going to be embarrassing, but it's going to be a tough ask for Liverpool to get a result.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. I don't think it'd be embarrassing at all. But I think right now it's true that in terms of momentum and dynamics, confidence, everything, the two teams are, much apart. You talk about the City defeat for Liverpool, but they also lost to Brighton the game before the international break. They only have 2 wins in the last 7 in all competition. And on the other hand, we saw PSG against Chelsea, for example, in the last round of the Champions League being really outstanding, so efficient. A lot back to their best, really physically and mentally in their rotation, everything. So it's a big task for Liverpool. I don't think it's impossible for them to qualify. Of course, they've got the second leg at Anfield too, but they will have to be very good, much better than anything really we've seen this season from them.
Julian, the problem I've got with this game is we all watched the game last season where Alisson made like 10, 12 unbelievable saves. Then Harvey Elliott scores a late winner. But if Liverpool play like they did that night, with a team that's probably not as good as the team they had last year, if PSG do turn up, there could be big problems.
Yeah, you're right. And I think PSG for a long time this season were kind of chasing that kind of form too. And maybe because there was the Club World Cup and maybe their preparation and like fitness work was a little bit different to be fit and ready for now, not so much for November, December, January, etc. And it looks like now they've turned that corner and they clicked like they did last year. Similar point a little bit earlier in the season, but then Dembele seems back to his best. There's no Barcola to now, which is a bit of a blowback. Kvaratskhelia, as we saw against Chelsea, is in great form again. You've got Nuno Mendes, your 2 fullbacks. You've got that midfield 3, even without Fabian Ruiz. That is really ticking. So it's looking good from a PSG point of view for sure. They also know that great teams like Liverpool with great players never die, really. Set piece is a bit of a worry on the French side because PSG are not very good at defending them. Was Liverpool since the turn of the year, probably with Arsenal, have been the best team on set pieces. So that could be a bit of a key in the game. But you're right. Right now, especially if you look back at the game from last season, that first leg, especially in the last 16, PSG will play exactly the same way. So it's how Liverpool would adapt to that again this year.
Julien, last night, Bayern, masterclass, brilliant they were. Game still open, of course. 2-1's slender lead, but very, very good from Bayern. Liverpool nicking it. What about tonight's other game, Barcelona Atletico? Do you fully expect Barcelona to go through this tie?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because we saw they played each other in the league on Saturday night, and that was a almost one-sided Barca game.
Yes.
They won 2-1 late on a Lewandowski goal that I didn't know much about it, but they had many chances before that. And maybe Simeone and Atleti were just thinking about tonight's game more than the league, where they have nothing to. They will finish third. We all know that. But in the Copa del Rey, for example, in the Spanish Cup, they smashed them 4-0 at home. Atleti in the first leg, then Barca won 3-0 in the second leg. We could have a bit of that again tonight and next week on the home tie and the away tie. But it's great. And again, contrasting style, so clear again. Barcelona playing much more like Bayern did yesterday, very open, but just go all attack and then defend super high, just expose yourself. But it doesn't matter because you really believe you're going to score more goals than the opposition. And Bayern last night could easily have scored 6 or 7, didn't they? So it'd be great again tonight. The problem, like yesterday, the Sporting Arsenal game was the one that maybe you could just have half an eye on it, and everything was on Real Madrid Bayern. Tonight, the two games really are so exciting that you need one eye on each, really, because you don't want to miss any of it.
I have to talk to you about Elise. I mean, I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago about the options that France have got. I mean, last night, Julian, he was a joy to watch. I mean, it was so easy for him to just terrorise the fullback, wasn't it?
Yeah, incredible. And I mean, he's in the form of his life, sure. But even when you see him yesterday against Real Madrid, and Carreras is maybe not the best left back in the world, all of that, sure. But even the Olise from Crystal Palace that we saw before the move to Bayern, who was a really good Premier League player, but not like last night. Last night is just world class. Last night is you and Lamine are the two right wingers on another level, on another planet. And it was great. And I don't know if you saw him arriving at the stadium and just going to look at the pitch, but such in a like chilled, relaxed way. The trousers were down. He just went, put his
like he's playing five-a-side with his friends,
Exactly.
Not a
just
big
went
game
to the
in
dressing room, and
Bernabeu.
after that, masterclass. Unbelievable guy.
Amazing.
Julian, enjoy. It's going to be great tonight. Have a great evening.
Enjoy,
Thank
Julian.
you.
Thank you. I'm going to get the train now. Speak to you later, boys.
Lovely.
Early. Julian Lorenz, who lives over here, of course. That's what he means.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Paris in the sun now. I went last year. It's lovely. Imagine a day like today. Get there, some sun, and then with the game tonight.
Tea time, all the French go down to the Seine, River Seine, Gab.
Lovely.
Nice bottle of red, some nice bread.
There was a restaurant I walked past called Winston Churchill now.
Oh, yeah.
Paris. Be you?
Would you go in there for beans and toast or something? Come on, Gab.
I didn't go in there. I walked past it.
Oh, come on.
I didn't go.
Élysée or Montmartre, not the Winston Churchill.
You all right, mate?
Have you got half a butter and a pie and chips? Right, Katie coming up next.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk has apologised to the club supporters and said his side gave up after they were knocked out of the FA Cup by Manchester City at the weekend. This is what he said straight after the game.
It's all the responsibility. We're the ones not performing on the pitch, but we know how the world works and we have to stick together, even how difficult that is. It's just a big blow that we're out of the FA Cup because up until the penalty, I don't think there was any issues. At the moment, I can only speak for myself that this is a big blow. This is tough to take, especially the way second half. But yeah, the reality is that midweek there's a hungry and very good PSG waiting for us. You could say the only good thing is that there's 2 games to be played, but even in between those games, we played a tough game against Fulham. So yeah, obviously in my time at Liverpool, we have been going through tough times, and at the moment it's a tricky one as well.
Yeah.
Okay, 7:50 talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. Right, it's been a while since we've spoken about United. You're not interested in them when they're doing well, are you, Gabby? Lots of news coming out of the club. Finally, this is positive. Katie is back with us for the latest.
Yeah, we're talking about one player who's shown the utmost resilience against a backdrop of criticism throughout his Manchester United career.
Casemiro looking for Maguire, and Harry Maguire has put Manchester United in front.
All I can see is people saying he's an average defender, because I think he is. Am I not allowed to say that?
This group of Manchester United players is the worst group of Manchester United players that I've seen in my lifetime.
There is no future for Harry Maguire with Manchester United. I think the writing was on the wall for last season.
When I've seen him, he's looked heavy, he's looked ploddy, he's looked pedestrian, he's looked all the things you don't want to be as a modern-day centre-half. Harry has looked like that.
I think it'd be for best for all concerned that he does move. I still think he's a good defender.
Yeah.
Manchester United were dreadful. Harry Maguire turns like an ocean liner. And they take a time to turn. And you see that in an instance, an £80 million footballer that can't move.
Bit harsh, Simon, a bit harsh.
I didn't like that from Simon. Yeah.
Well, he's certainly silenced those critics, hasn't he, in his
Simon
performances for the last couple of seasons, Gabby?
I felt sorry for him because he wasn't at his best, but it got to a stage where it was bullying, online bullying of Harry Maguire. Everyone jumping on the bandwagon, setting up reels of every little mistake he did, when you can do that on every player in the world, the mistakes that they make. And then you had pundits being harsh. Roy Keane was harsh. You've heard Simon there. A bit overkill, to be honest. I'm happy for him. Amorim didn't play him enough. He's had his injury problems, but since he's come back into the team under Michael Carrick, he's been one of Manchester United's best players. New deal, back in the England squad, and I think he'll go to the World Cup and hopefully has a good World Cup for his country.
Like you mentioned there, he fell out of favour under Eric Ten Hag. Like you mentioned, struggled for game time under Ruben Amorim. But, he's enjoying a revival under Michael Carrick, starting all 10 matches since his appointment in mid-January. Also, now he's signed a new one-year contract to the club with the option of an extra year extension. And bearing in mind he was out of contract at the end of the season, Director of Football Jason Wilcox says here, Harry represents the mentality and resilience required to perform for Manchester United. He's shown shown such great mental strength, and that's really what needs to be applauded.
100%. I mean, a lot of other footballers, maybe the younger generation, probably would have crumbled with the online bullying that he received. The criticism wasn't fair. I mean, some of Simon's comments there, like very, very wild to speak about a player like that. But what I love about him is that what he's capable of doing when he's in a Manchester United shirt. You look at him since he's come back with, under Michael Carrick, strong. His passing's always been good. Is he the quickest defender? No. But some of the top defenders in the Premier League era haven't been quick. John Terry wasn't quick, but he was clever. So he's becoming more clever with the way he plays. He's got a quick centre half next to him in Yoro. And I think he really deserves his new deal. And I'm sure Michael Carrick will be over the moon.
And another important thing, the deal is he's probably saving United 65 million pounds.
Yes.
To buy a new one.
And is it a pay cut he's took as well?
Taking a pay cut, despite interest from Inter Miami and Napoli. So I suppose we also have to praise his love of the game and also respect for the United badge to be able to take a pay cut.
Interesting to see if Simon gives him praise for that at 10 o'clock. You know, Simon's always against players earning what they're earning. I hope he gives Maguire praise, taking a pay cut to stay at a club that he loves very much.
As for England, does he start for you at the World Cup this summer?
Listen, I love Gahey and Konsa. I really do. Stones, injury problems. I wouldn't take Stones. Pulled out again of the last squad. I don't think Dan Burns up to the level to start in a tournament. But I would prefer Maguire with either Konsa and Gahey, one of them. So I think Harry Maguire should start. Experience in tournaments for his country.
Leadership as well.
Leadership, you know, and playing out from the back as well. I would have him on that left side and either Gahey or Konsa partnering him.
By the way, how are you feeling? I've been dying to ask this because I've had a few weeks off. How are you feeling about England's chances now going in to the World Cup?
I cashed out my bet that I put on, put it that way.
Did you,
yeah.
Katie?
What was that?
For us to win it.
Oh, you cashed out already?
Yeah, cashed out. I got my money back, thank God.
When did you put that bet on then?
About a month ago. I got my money back.
It's still only a month
Sometimes
ago.
they take a bit off, don't they? You know what I mean? So I was like, thank you. After the results, I got it back. But
Katie?
Do I think England are going to win the World Cup? I think it's going to be a tough ask. I think France look very, very good and Spain. So I think one of them might beat us in the semi-finals or something like that. But I think it's going to be a tough ask. I think England need to come good. I think we need to... It's hard to tell at the moment, especially after the last camp, isn't it, Gabby?
But what frustrated me about the last camp, I get it, players have been injured, but the way we had so many players pull out, you know, play your best side with the amount of games you've got left before the tournament starts.
So you have your doubts about Tuchel?
No, I understand you wanted to see all the players play, but like the two games were embarrassing. You know, Uruguay was a draw, wasn't it? They're losing to Japan.
He's testing out players though, Gabs. Last chance to test out players for a World Cup.
Yeah, but...
You can understand why he's tinkered, why he took a 35-man squad. If you were England manager, you want to just give everyone the best chance, so then you know that the squad you picked for the World Cup, you're 100% on.
I get it, try players, but for me, when you don't know your best side and have not played together enough, we're not good enough to go into a tournament where, who's going to play on the left? Who's our left back? Who's going to be our right back? You know, like, I just feel like play your best team in any game you can before the World Cup. And I feel like there's a wasted two friendlies for me.
I don't think it's wasted. I think this is where you need to experiment. Your last chance. And then you go in, because he's still got time.
The experiment didn't work, did it? So many players pulled out, horrendous performances. They looked lost. Some of the players definitely played their way out of going to the tournament. I look at other teams and I say, if you're going to the World Cup tomorrow, who's our best side? Are they used to playing with each other?
And what system are they going to play?
Exactly. Is it O'Reilly and Rashford? Is it Hall and Rashford? Is it Rodgers? Is it Bellingham? I just feel like we had a chance to 2 games, play your best team and get them used to playing for it with each other. And then you bring on a couple of players. You bring on Garner. You bring on Calvert-Lewin and see what they can do. But I think
there's a few question marks at the moment, Katie, looking into it from a Scotsman's point of view. You know, I'd like to see a settled England side with the odd tweaks if they need it. At the moment, I don't know if he knows his best 11. I don't know if he knows his best system.
One of the games
with that 11 in.
Morgan Rogers played right wing. We know he can't. He doesn't like playing there. He doesn't play his best football there. I just think it was wasted for me. But without different opinions.
Different opinions. I think he was experimenting and he's allowed to because it's still a couple of months till the World Cup.
but a lot of people have cashed the bets in. Arsenal fans, we're talking about your side next. 03717 2233 Want to know whether you're back on track for the double? Give us a call. Tell us why the Premier League and Champions League are more than possible for Arteta's boys. We'll look at the remaining fixtures in the SPL as well. So give us a shout. It's coming up 2 minutes to 8 o'clock.
Manchester United fans, well, I don't think they will be gobsmacked. I think they'll be pleased for the guy because Harry Maguire has got himself a new deal at Manchester United. Alex Crook, good morning. What can you tell us?
Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Simon. Welcome back. Yes, Harry Maguire has committed his future to Manchester United. He signed a new deal until the summer of 2027. With the option of an extra year, I can also reveal Kobbie Mainoo is close to agreeing his new deal at Old Trafford. So two players being tied down by United. Maguire says representing Manchester United is the ultimate honour. It is a responsibility that makes myself and my family proud every single day. I'm delighted to extend my journey at this incredible club to at least 8 seasons and to continue to play in front of our special supporters to create more amazing moments together. Jason Wilcox, Director of Football at Manchester United, he's quoted in the statement as well. He says Harry represents the mentality and resilience required to perform by Manchester United. He also describes Maguire as the ultimate professional who brings invaluable experience and leadership to our young, ambitious squad. So Harry Maguire committing his future to Manchester United.
Isn't it amazing, Alex, what a difference of a few months and a new face in the home dugout makes? Because at one stage it looked like Maguire and certainly Mainoo had next to no future at Manchester United under Amorim.
Absolutely. Maguire wasn't first choice by any means at the start of the season. Kobbie Mainoo wasn't getting into the team.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pittodrie on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well. but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
Okay, 4 minutes past 8 o'clock. Good morning. talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark, the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Gabby with me, he pays 540 quid for a tyre on his cars. Can you believe it? On the way for you this morning, Liverpool's season hangs by a thread as they head to Paris for a Champions League quarter-final. What a game. Steven Gerrard exclusively told us yesterday on talkSPORT just how important this next week is for Liverpool.
I think the Fulham game is just as important. And I think, you know, if the ownership and the people above, they see that gap to Villa and United stretches or gets any worse, I worry for the manager's position.
Steven Gerrard there. I wonder if we'll see Steven back soon, managing. Do you reckon coaching?
We did ask him, Alan. He said he's ready like never before. I think he's back in Liverpool, kids are at school, he's settled, and he's waiting for the right opportunity. And he's got a lot to offer. Look at the job he done at Rangers. You know, so what if Slot doesn't get the results tonight?
Ooh, you think so?
Doesn't lose against Fulham on the weekend at home? Could Gerrard go in there to the end of the season? You never know, Al.
We're going to speak to another 2005 Champions League winning hero at 9 a.m. Didi Hamann will be with us. He would enjoy, I'm pretty sure, Bayern's victory last night. Plus, after the announcement of the remaining Scottish Premier League fixtures, we'll be diving into just who we think will take home the title this year. And it really is a crazy three-horse race. I've looked at the fixtures 10 times. I can't work it out who's going to win it. All that and more, much, much more. But now, Arsenal fans, 2 trophies left on the cards. Which one are you dreaming of?
They can come true.
Honestly, a team that could genuinely win the quadruple.
And it's Manchester City who win the League Cup yet again. And Arsenal are sent crashing from the FA Cup.
I do worry about, as I keep saying, the kind of mental aspect of it becoming too much for us.
We have to win the Premier League or the Champions League for this season to be what you'd say a really good season.
This is the reality. When you are there and you are so close, you win it or not. And now is the moment to show what we are made of.
Ball over the top. Havertz running onto it. This is a big, big win in the context of Arsenal's season.
These competitions could be a distraction. Having FA Cup semi-finals in the middle of run-ins for Premier Leagues could be a distraction.
I know there's a narrative saying they should, and they've got the squad and they've spent in, they're playing well.
Yeah.
They win either.
If it ends up just the Premier League, it's still a big success, right?
Or the Champions League.
Dreams come true.
Look at me, babe, I'm only you. You know you
That's right, Arsenal fans. Which trophy is more important for you this season? Do you need to get the monkey of always coming second in the league off your back, or would a first Champions League mean even more? Gabs, based on last night's performance, can you see them winning the double? I must admit, I was watching the other game, but Arsenal are decent, aren't they? If the defence holds out,
yes,
and the danger at set pieces, you know, they've got every chance, haven't they?
100% they have. I look at Arsenal will go through second leg, then they could play Barcelona or Atletico Madrid in the semi-final. I think they go through against either of them over 2 legs.
Against that Barcelona,
Barca can't defend now. They really can't defend. Martinelli would have a field day, running in behind.
I don't know what it is, Gab. I just feel these top European giants.
Yeah.
They build and build and build and build, and when these big games come along, semi-finals, finals, they
turn
peak.
up. Yeah. But I do like Barcelona. Going forward, they're frightening. You know, the players that they've got: Torres, Olmo, Lewandowski, Rashford, Lamine Yamal. They've got so many top attacking players. Pedri in midfield, but defensively, Al, they're so open. They're so poor. I watched quite a lot of Barcelona games. So the run to the final for Arsenal has favoured them. The league's done, let's be honest. Arsenal won't drop enough points for Manchester City to catch them. So they've got every chance, but they have to improve when it's a one-off game. So if they do get to the final, Al, they have to be at it, because they was so poor against Manchester City.
Arsenal fans, we want your calls this morning. We're asking the big question, okay? If you could only walk away with one piece of silverware at the end of the season, would you rather it be the Champions League or the Premier League? You can give us a call. The lines are open. We will take them. 03717 223344. Just a quick one. Let me dive into this weekend up in Scotland. So Aberdeen play Hibs. Hearts at home to Motherwell. Now that's a tough game for Hearts. Okay, home to Motherwell. Rangers go to Brockville. They go to Falkirk. Celtic at home to St Mirren. So of the 3 games, you'd probably say Celtic have got the easier there. But you just don't know with Celtic at the moment.
Yeah, but you could easily see Hearts dropping points, couldn't you, Al?
Well,
they win game, but they're not convincing, are they, Hearts?
I'm telling you now, the Rangers fans are raging now. This is why, okay? So this is Rangers. They've split, you know, they do it every year. And this is the last 5 games. Rangers Motherwell on a Sunday. On the Monday, not the following day, but a week later, Hearts Rangers. So Rangers Motherwell's not easy.
Yes.
At Ibrox. Then they go to Tynecastle. Hearts Rangers, real tough game. Monday, 5:30. Then they have to go to Parkhead. Celtic Rangers on the Sunday. Okay, so it's Monday, Sunday. And then Rangers Hibs. Again, Hibs will have a go. And last game is Falkirk against Rangers, like the fixture this weekend. Hibs Hearts, Edinburgh Derby, Sunday, April 26th. Hearts Rangers, the 4th. Motherwell Hearts. So this is tough on Hearts. May 9. Hearts Falkirk, and then they have to go to Celtic last game of the season. May 16. Celtic Falkirk weekend. Hibs Celtic Rangers, Motherwell Celtic, which is hard, on the Wednesday, the 13th, and Celtic Hearts final games.
You know what I want as a neutral? As a neutral, I want that last game of the season. I want Celtic and Hearts. They have to win the league. If they draw and Rangers win the league. You know, like, so
that could easily happen.
Imagine now that Celtic and Hearts, you both have to win the league. Imagine the stand of that game.
But that could happen.
Rangers can only win the league if they win against Falkirk and Celtic and Hearts draw. I think that'll be entertaining.
And do you know what I'd love to hear as well from maybe a Celtic fan or two saying, how are we still in it? Because that's my impression. You know, that's my club as a kid, as a boyhood, you know, supporter. The way we've scrambled results is remarkable. We're still in there.
Even the last Old Firm game at Ibrox, Rangers were very good, wasn't they, Al? First half. And Celtic looked better when he made the changes, Martin. Was it Hatate that come on for Chamberlain in that game? But Rangers are a decent side. Manager's doing well for them as well. But it's a great one to win, isn't it, Al?
I think he is decent.
What a league to win this season, though.
Oh, absolutely.
What a great one.
Right, okay, Arsenal fans want your calls. Can we take some calls from Arsenal fans?
Come
Right,
on,
here
come
we go.
on, see him, Ed.
03717223344. And we'll also take calls in the Masters. What about Havertz, Gabby? Let's take a call. No, we'll come to that. Let's take a call. Matthew's an Arsenal fan. Matthew, morning.
Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Gabby.
Morning, mate.
Thanks for taking this call. Yeah, watched the game yesterday. Fantastic result. Obviously, after two really bad results. For me, it's got to be a league. 38 games.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't won in 22 years. And it would really make my day if we won the league. Champions League would also be a bonus. But yeah, I'm really happy.
But even a draw at the weekend, Matthew, would be enough for Arsenal. I think it's home. I think they're home and hosed, Arsenal, for the
but if they can
Premier League.
But Alan, I think you'll agree, Matthew, if you can get it wrapped up quicker, the Premier League, if you can win on Saturday, then Chelsea gets something against City, wrap it up quicker, the league, then the Champions League semi-finals, if you get there, it's better for you, isn't it?
Oh, most definitely. I've had a few heart attacks watching us over the last few months, but yeah, we definitely got to get the league wrapped up. Hopefully Chelsea, they're quite good up going forward, but defensively they're quite bad. So, yeah, hopefully City won't turn up on Saturday and we can beat Bournemouth.
Okay, let me take another Arsenal fan. Lee. Morning, Lee.
Good morning, Lee.
Morning, Al. Morning, Gabby. Yeah, like the last caller, I think, you know, it's harder for us to lose the league now. So if we do lose it, it's going to be sort of, again, you know, as Arsenal bottled the league. You know, so I think that's more important than the Champions League at this stage.
Do you not think, though, you can do both? You know, get the Premier League wrapped up, and then the semi-final comes and it's done.
I'd love to win both, you know. I think if we can focus on the league and win the next match, as you said, and try and wrap it up early, then all guns blazing for the Champions League.
And would you fancy yourself against Barcelona and Atletico Madrid? Alan's right. These big sides, they come good in the competitions. But when you look at what you've done to Real Madrid last season, Barcelona aren't great defensively, are they? Surely you'd fancy yourself over two legs?
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, on our day, we can beat any team in the world. And I think we've shown that, and we've shown that over the last few seasons. We just need to keep going and keep the mentality strong.
Okay, Lee, thank you.
Cheers, mate.
The squad's big enough, that's for sure.
Yes.
Right, coming up at 8:13, where are we going next, Gab? I tell you what, we're forgetting. It's the National coming up at the weekend.
Yes. Steve-O was on yesterday, Al, and he named a horse. I think it was Maximus something.
Yeah.
And he said that's the most popular one that everyone's looking at names.
Yeah.
And it's got a decent chance.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go for the horse called Maximus.
Okay, 8:15. I think Simon Clare will be joining us. Is it Simon? Oh, it's Steve-O. We got Steve-O again.
Why are you more excited at that?
Oh no, Simon's good as gold, but Steve-O's
a bit more you.
How can I say it? No, Simon is very, very professional. Steve-O is unprofessional. 8:15.
What has happened to the greatest side the world has ever seen without ever winning the Champions League? It's an absolute joke. They're full of it. Are they a good side? Yeah. But the guff that's been coming out of Gooner's mouth of late is unbelievable. And they had to be brought down a peg or two. Absolutely screamed with delight at the weekend when they got knocked out by Southampton.
Jason, you need one of them for Liam Rosenior.
Joel Bayer,
Have you got one of them for Liam?
Club World Champions, have some respect on the club name. Two Champions Leagues. But
That's the past, mate.
Joe,
It don't matter.
Joe, see this?
It doesn't matter.
See that bad boy? See that?
All I see is illegal money. All I see is illegal money, mate.
No, broke rules. Broke rules.
Honestly.
Didn't cheat.
Yeah. Broke rules, didn't cheat.
Hey, all I'm hearing again from you gooners is excuse after excuse. I think you win the title. You lot now, Bottle Job FC, are at it again. You're at it again.
How can you say that? You've just won the Club World Cup and you're probably not even going to make it in Europe. You're struggling at the moment, man. What's going on? Seriously, come on, man. Listen, you said it yourself. The league is ours, right? Champions League as well. We've got an easy route.
So it's what? The league is over. It's done, is it?
It's done. It's cooked. 9 points clear.
Cooked.
It's done.
I've got a quick question, though.
Go on, mate.
Obviously, you was...
Be careful, by the way, Jermaine, because you got spanked on the weekend.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right,
We're cooked.
Just be careful.
That's totally fine.
Right, cool.
And I accept it.
A little bit of Bruno, yeah. Yeah.
Fair play.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. You listen to the Lazy song by Bruno Mars, but why are we playing it? Well, that's because there's a story in the old Current Bun this morning in the Sun saying that lazy punters have stopped going up to the bar at Wetherspoons but ordering through QR codes at the table. God, that's been around for a long time.
Yes.
Wetherspoons boss Tim Martin, Tim, has bemoaned the rise of QR codes to order drinks and food in his pubs as it robs his punters a chance of banter at the bar. I agree with that, absolutely. We're all getting robots, aren't we?
Yes, I agree. Well, even the menu sometimes, Al. You go to a restaurant and they're like, scan the code for the menu. You're like, just give me the menu, mate.
And then they want service.
Yeah, just give me the menu, please.
Gabby, you team app for the speed or team bar for the bants? The bands.
What's that, Al?
The bands. I'm 67 coming up. The bands.
Al,
you tubes.
You can't say that, mate. That's something that my 15-year-old will say, mate.
The banter. God.
I prefer going to the bar, mate, but those days are long gone now.
I know.
The good old days.
What's the weirdest bit of banter you've actually had at a Spoons bar? Do you go? No, you don't go in with.
What? I used to back in the day. Wetherspoons.
I tell you, you would have gone all those years ago. And Solihull, the Snooty Fox, that'd have been your bar.
Well, I did like a little bit of banter, Al. You know, I bet you did, mate.
I'd go anywhere, me.
Yeah. No, but I bet you were at the bar, weren't you? You know, throwing some lines back in the day.
No. That's what it's all about.
Throwing lines.
Chatting to people.
Okay. Interesting.
Right, here we go. The latest odds with Coral's King of Bants. Here comes Steve-O.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the Grand National Festival. T's and C's apply. 18 plus gambleware.org.
And we have the National live on talkSPORT. Will we get the winner? It's wide open. Steve-O, good morning.
Morning, Steve-O.
Gentlemen, a very good one. First of all, I'm called unprofessional, and then you play Bruno Mars, the Lazy song ahead of me coming on. I mean, what? What are you trying to say, Gab?
And Pompey going down as well. Do you want me to chuck that one in?
There was no need for that, was there? Yeah,
Southampton doing well.
Oh, all right. Let's move on to something else.
Favourite bolting up in the Irish National. That's your shares gone.
Oh yeah, but we had a good Cheltenham, so that's all right. The punters needed a big result, but yeah, look, we've got the biggest race of all this weekend. Obviously, the Grand National. Gab, as you say, we spoke yesterday.
Yes.
I Am Maximus, brilliant name. Winner of the race 2 years ago, runner-up last year. And you see that now, Al. You see horses that take to these Aintree fences. I know people will say they're not what they were, but they're still special fences, unlike any other. I Am Maximus loves them. Panic Attack for Dan Skelton, the mare, bidding to become the first mare for, I don't know, 60, 70 years, I think. We've got Haiti Callure for Wales, Rebecca Curtis and Sean Bowen.
Who won the Irish National last year.
Won the Irish National last year. That's been a good recent trial. Johnny Who for John Joe and AJ O'Neill.
Go on, John Joe.
Won at the festival. And here's a topical runner for you. Nick Rocket. We've got the old Rocket coming back from the moon, and we are to miss Nick Rocket, last year's winner for Patrick Mullins and his dad, Willie. Honestly, it's shaping up to be an absolute cracker. But I Am Maximus, Gab.
I'm all over it, mate. All over it.
Steve, what about Emmett Mullins? That was an absolute stroll, wasn't it, at Fairy House last weekend?
Yeah, soldier in Milan, running away with the Irish National. He is one shrewd operator. He's Willie's nephew. They're a pretty sharp family. But Gab, sorry, Al, it's not just about the Grand National. The racing tomorrow, first day of Aintree, brilliant. The second, third and fourth and the Champion Hurdle all renew in the Aintree Hurdle. We've got Lulamba going for Nicky Henderson, who was third in the Arkle, stepping up in trip. And we got Django Bay, the Gold Cup runner-up. He was a fair way behind Gaelic Warrior at Cheltenham, but he was best of the rest.
Yes.
And he goes in the bowl. So it's brilliant racing over the next 3 days.
Steve-O,
lovely weather for it as well, Steve.
Steve-O, I'm not going to dwell on it, but this race at SPL in Scotland with the new fixtures out, it's fascinating. It really is. It's going to go down to the last game.
Yeah, which is great. And obviously, look, you've got a big, but bias in this race. Rangers are now favourites, though, out 11
Are
to 10.
they? Yeah, Celtic have got the better fixtures, but they're not playing well.
Celtic aren't playing as well as Rangers, 2-1 Celtic. And poor old Hearts, Gab, who have been favourites for a while.
Still got a chance, though.
Out to 11-0, but still got a chance, absolutely. And they're the ones that the romantics, the neutrals, will still be
Steve-O, but can I just, will I be able to get my money back from last night? You mentioned the draw, 2 draws. Didn't come through. Can I get a refund, please?
Hold on, I mentioned the 2 draws. Hey,
I thought I was on as well.
Well, I thought, yeah. I mean, but all right, here's a question for you, Al. Will Bayern Munich be disappointed only to come away with a 2-1 victory?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Although, in saying that, to go to the Bernabeu and beat them is sensational, especially with the record there.
Neuer made some good saves.
But you're right, Steve. 3-1 would have been more comfortable.
Yeah. And they bossed it for so long. I mean, Michael Elise, what a shame he did not to play for England. But there we go. That one's gone. I think this is now right. Bayern Munich have replaced Arsenal as favourites for this Champions League.
Why is that? Because
they were just so impressive last night. I know 2-1 keeps Real Madrid in the tie. Real Madrid are 5-1 to turn this tie around. But Bayern Munich,
Paris, no.
PSG 5-1 now. Arsenal 5-2. Good result for them. I thought that was heading for a draw, but 9-2 Barcelona, and obviously we'll see these teams tonight. So,
what do you reckon tonight, Steve-O? PSG, Liverpool, over 3 goals?
It feels like there'd be goals, doesn't it? Because Liverpool, not defensively strong, but you look at their strongest 11, Liverpool. They should give anyone a game. PSG are 4-5 to win. This is in 90 minutes. 3-1 the draw. Gab, you tempted?
No, not the draw.
3-1 Liverpool. In terms of qualification, 2-5 PSG, 13-8 Liverpool. And then Barcelona taking on Atletico Madrid again. 8-15 Barca, 4-1 Atletico, 4-1 the draw. Again, Barcelona odds on to qualify. How do you see that one going, Gab?
Mate, I would not touch that game. because Barcelona beat them on the weekend, but Atletico Madrid rested Lookman, they rested Alvarez. This is a tough one to call, mate.
Fancy Barca. Steve-O,
we have a little side bet, mate?
Yeah, you're on. Steve-O, I'm going to sit in front of the telly tomorrow. I've made my mind up. I'm not going to have a bet till the third round gets underway. That's how open I think the Masters is.
It is brilliant. We were talking yesterday, Gab, about there's something so special. Mind you, Gab, did you actually have to ask Al earlier, where is the Masters being held?
I was joking, mate.
He did, yeah. He did.
Was he joking?
He thought it was Sheffield.
I thought it was the Belfry, Steve.
Anyway, Augusta, brilliant. 10 places each way. Scotty Scheffler 5-1, but not having a great prep. John Rahm, previous winner, 8-1. Bryson, 10-1. Rory, 10-1. Schauffele, well, back to 11-1. The list goes on and on. Al, so you haven't got any sort of sneaky fancies at this early stage?
I might have a bit of John Rahm each way, if just for a bit of interest early doors. But I'll be keeping my powder dry to the start of the third round.
Justin Rose, 20. Bob McIntyre's having a brilliant season.
As Bob, listen, I'd love him to win a big one. Has he got the bottle to sink the putts at the Masters? In the final round, I'm not so sure.
I mean, that's a question that let's hope he gets to, to have a go at answering, because that would be something special. But yeah, look, the Masters is always one on what is a brilliant sporting weekend.
And if Scheffler's there after 2 rounds, I've got to back Scotty.
Yeah, he just, as I say though, I don't know whether they've had their second child or they're still waiting, but he's not been his absolute, at his best, he's like Tiger Woods used to be. He used to, just absolutely be a short price favourite. But it's a brilliant race. I am Maximus in there with Rory McIlroy.
Lovely.
And then Hearts to win the Scottish.
Steve, just a quickie. I passed Newmarket the other day. A lot of horses out in the heath. It was a beautiful morning. What's happening? Craven meeting next week, and then we're building up to the Guineas. What's the news from Ireland, from Ballydoyle? We haven't spoken now. There was this big gamble on Albert Einstein for the 2000 Guinea. He was back down from 10-1 to 7-2 favourite. Aidan then brought him out for a prep race, which is very unusual for Aidan to do that with his Guineas runners, and he was pretty disappointing. They then took him out of the race by mistake. There was an error, a computer glitch or something, but they've said they will supplement him. I think it's 30 grand. So Albert Einstein is a 14-1. He'll go back in, but George Bowie, young trainer in Newmarket you mentioned there, he trains Bo Echo, who's now the 4-1 favourite. I was very impressed. I watched it last year as a 2-year-old. I was very, very impressed.
Yeah, he's now the favourite, which would be a fantastic result for George Bowie. He has won the 1,000 Guineas before, and then he got published for the Gosdens, and you got Gawan, who won the Dewhurst, which is arguably the best bit of juvenile form on offer. But yeah, you're right. It is Craven meeting next week, where the flat season really does.
Will you be there, Steve-O?
I probably will head up, certainly one of the days, because then we'll be heading up obviously to Scotland for the Coral Scottish National. So we've got the best of both worlds next week, the flat and the jumps.
Brilliant. Great few days coming up, Steve-O. Thank you very much.
Enjoy married life, Steve-O.
Good luck.
I didn't think that was too unprofessional, Gab.
No. I didn't call you unprofessional. I think you're a great pro, you and Simon, not John Hill.
We're going to have to get you a couple of racing prints for that wall, Steve-O. Well, your missus has got too much influence on you lately.
That is true.
Coming up to 8:30.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with the Coral Reward Shaker. With 100k of free bets available online each day, we're here for the National. 18 plus, max 1 reward per day. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
I mean, I know you want to be diplomatic and you'll maybe tiptoe around it, but would you have gone in for the Tottenham job? Would you have taken it? Given what we've seen, we've watched Tottenham and everyone's sort of dancing around it.
You just mentioned something there, and this would be more important to me, and obviously the career I've had, it does pay well. I wouldn't go in there. I wouldn't look in for money. They could offer me a massive amount of money. I'm sure they're capable of it, and I'm sure, well, allegedly, they've offered De Zerbi a massive amount of money.
It would have been about
No, it'd have been about what you're going to gain me as a human being. What would I gain, right? You go in there, you get the job done. 6 games into next season. If you're not in the top 4 and the football's not what they want, rubbish, get them out. So you're not going to gain a lot there, are you? So then, and that's if you get the job done, because it's not easy. And then you don't get the job done, and then somehow it's on my neck that I took Tottenham down. You go, well, that ain't good for me as a human. This is not even about football. I'm going, well, that ain't good, is it?
What do you reckon?
You know what I mean? So I go, and then you get some money, and I go, well, I'm not thirsty for that. I've got some money, so how much do you want?
You know the dynamic of the industry. We all know the 2 biggest commodities in football are talent and gossip, right? Or money and gossip. Money and gossip, right? You must have
sad, isn't it? If it's an equal measure, gossip beats talent.
Money and gossip was what I meant. Money and gossip, right? What do you think is wrong with Tottenham?
Well, I mean, I find it I find it really interesting from the outside. I know Thomas, and if I was a Tottenham fan, and I know a few, I thought the manager was getting a hell of a lot of heat and weight on that. And if I was Tottenham, I'd be looking at some of the players, me personally, I'd be going, hang on a minute, look at all this money they've spent. And money doesn't guarantee anything, by the way. It's another myth about football, but it gives you a better chance. And you're going, right, so they spend this money. Look at these players. Allegedly, I keep hearing this, and I don't Forest, all these talented players.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earned 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Not happy.
Well, you ever thought about doing producing as well?
Honestly, mate, I'll have to get the guests on, Alan. Now we have to get Ali on for 9 o'clock.
You got Steven Gerrard on?
He's not happy though with you, mate. He said 50 out of the last 60 seasons, Celtic always finish with a home game.
We're bound. I wish I was. 8:36. Right, bring on my Christ. Rangers favourites, though, eh? What about that?
Yes.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Shop the upgrade event today. Get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Don't miss your chance to boost your valuation. Kai Havertz, stoppage time winner, gave Arsenal a first leg advantage, slight advantage. In the Champions League quarters against Sporting, they were helped by keeper David Raya, who made 5 saves to keep another clean sheet. So there you go. So it's not that straightforward, this second leg. And Mikel Arteta praised his number one's composure.
That's the evolution of the game, I think, in any role. The keeper, obviously, in the last few years has changed and evolved rapidly. And the amount of things that we ask them to do, it's a lot. But many positions have very similar situations and demands right now. And the players have to adapt to that. And when you have, apart from the qualities of David, the courage, the will to do certain things, that's when you can reach another level.
Yeah, I remember they bought Raya, Gab.
Yes.
And I was like, do they need him? But quite clearly I was wrong. They do. He's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, because when they had Ramsdale, we all thought Ramsdale was good enough.
Yes, I did. So it just shows you.
But what he offers, Al, playing from the back, some of his passing, his link-up play from the back has been outstanding since he signed. But even the basics, Alan, of keeping the ball out the net. He saved yesterday in the 6th minute. Fantastic save onto the crossbar, and he had many other saves during the game. And when you've got a top goalkeeper, Alan, you've always got a chance. Sorry, mate, you look similar.
What was that, Ray?
Do you know? No, I really like Raya, and I'm sure Arsenal fans would have been saying to themselves, why didn't you play him in the last 2 cup games?
Now, in the sports bar last night, Jay, the Arsenal fan, actually admitting this is shocking.
Ridiculous.
To switching off the game because, I'm sorry, I was bored.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, we're flying, aren't we, lads? Do you know what happened? Me and me boy. Listen, me and me boy.
Final of the Champions League. 1-0.
Me and me boy. I mean, mate that I work with, he's a Tottenham fan, right? So we've got a Tottenham fan in between us. We got the 68 minutes. We were all yawning.
No, it's a tough one.
Yawning. So listen, we flicked over to the Real Madrid game with Bayern Munich. Oh my days!
Hold on. You turned over.
Too right, mate. Why not do that?
You turned over at Champions League quarter-final watching your team. You turned over and watched Real Madrid.
What would you want to do? Go to bed at like 9:20, mate?
That's an absolute disgrace. Jay, you're a disgrace. I'm sorry.
Is poor, mate.
That's
really?
shocking.
Why
you're not watching your own team.
Is he an Arsenal fan?
It can't be. It can't be, because I tell you, our next caller's got the hump as well, and he is an Arsenal fan. TJ, good morning.
Good morning, TJ.
Alan, Gabby, how we doing?
Good, mate. Good, thanks. He can't be an Arsenal fan, can he?
Yeah, he is. I'm basically just ringing. Obviously, that fan that you've just played then, that's an absolute embarrassment, by the way. I'm basically just ringing because that save by Raya in the 6th minute last night.
Yeah.
That if he doesn't get a fingertip to that completely changes that game last night. And then we're obviously chasing. Another thing as well, Gabby, you're always attacking. When I say you're always attacking, there's a narrative against Arsenal at the minute. Everyone's sort of against us and stuff like that, and I absolutely love it. With my mates, when I'm talking with my mates, they're always on the attack. At the end of the day, if this was Aston Villa doing this. Winning 1-0, grinding out little results.
I said it was a good result, mate. If you've been listening since 6, I'll say it was a good result.
Yeah, I get that, but it's just the past comments and stuff like that.
Let's not look at the past.
You are anti-Arsenal.
No, I'm not. Let's not look at the past. Let's look at the present and the future. Earlier on in the show, I says, listen, it's not about how they play. It's about getting a result. That's what people will look back on. Not Arsenal didn't play well against Sporting Lisbon. They got a 1-0 victory.
Yeah, absolutely. But obviously, the attacks that are going in against Arsenal at the minute, if we look back at like the early 90s, when the Italian teams were winning Champions League after Champions League, and they were based on big defences and stuff like that, and grinding out your 1-0 wins, everyone's waxed lyrical on that. Why can't we be waxed lyrical on what Arsenal are achieving at the minute?
Are you entertained though?
I'll be honest. Last night was a tough watch. My dog was hiding under my missus' computer desk, and the kids had their ears covered. But yeah, it was a tough watch. But at the end of the day, we got the result, and you just hang out. It's a 90-minute game at the end of the day. Soak up the pressure and then go and score the winning goal.
It's not over yet. Yes. Yeah, we'll see, TJ. But it's, look, to win away from home 1-0, it is a great result.
They've won every game in the Champions League this season at home. Sporting Lisbon. Thank you, TJ.
TJ, thank you. In the other game, last night's game, Harry Kane scored Bayern's second in the 2-1 win at the Bernabeu. Didn't look particularly fit, 100% first half. No. But you know that Harry, give him a chance, and he took his goal beautifully. What does Harry need to do now to win the Ballon d'Or? Do you think he has to win it with Bayern?
Listen, he's not going to win a Ballon d'Or by just winning the Bundesliga. Listen, he scored 49 goals, Al, in 40 games this season in all competitions. I think he has to win the Champions League, and then he has to have a very good tournament at the World Cup. Because if you look at other players, Al, look at, for instance, Elise. He's had a fantastic season for Bayern. If he wins the Champions League but has an outstanding tournament as well for France and wins it with France, then maybe he would get it over Harry Kane. So I think it depends on what he does in these two competitions as well.
Yeah, is he a regular for France, Gab?
Elise, yeah, he starts on that right-hand side. But they've got so many options, mate. Elise, they've got Barcola and Doué from PSG. Ekitike has been starting up front. Mbappe, Shirky as well. They've got so many options. It's actually scary.
Okay, 8:42, still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
So 8:43 now, we're stepping up the preparations over in Dublin. United stars Diallo and Brian Mbeumo spoke to talkSPORT about life under the new regime and made it clear, and I'm with them, they want Michael Carrick to stay.
We think he's the right man, but we are really happy for what he's doing right now.
We've got a good experience with him. I like playing under him as well, and then we're gonna try to take as much as we can from him.
Gabby, you're getting a bit of stick here. They're saying, where has Gabby gone? What? He's been awfully quiet since United's resurgence under Michael Carrick saw them leapfrog his beloved Villa in the race for that final Champions League.
And so they should, Alan. Out of any cup competitions, not played European football, spent nearly 300 million in the summer, 10 times more than Aston Villa. So I expect Manchester United to comfortably get top three.
Be honest now, are Villa fizzling out?
Not at the moment, no. They've got McGinn back, Tielemans is back, Watkins has got a point to prove as Thomas Tuchel left him out of the England squad. So I think Aston Villa are coming into form now after a tough couple of months.
To finish the season strong.
I think we will, yeah. I think we win the Europa League and we finish in the top 5.
Well, that'd be nice.
Fantastic.
That was our breakfast preview. Our good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
Can he do it, Ray? Well, he has got the players. There's no doubt about that. I think Tudor, they made the right decision getting rid of Tudor.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that he wasn't the man to get the best out of the players. You could sense that They wasn't having him at all.
No.
And if you lose the dressing room, some big players in the dressing room, you're in trouble straight away. Probably the press didn't help him when he was going to the press saying they got to run more, they got to do this more. You can say to the players individually that, but you don't do it in the press.
Yeah.
Straight away, you're on the back foot.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
as a player.
What about Romero, Ray? Because you're not
Yeah,
happy
I'm not
with...
too sure about his attitude at the moment. Look, De Zerbi might be totally different with De Zerbi. I think he didn't want to be there under Tudor. Yeah. And he may be influencing other players around him, I don't know. But he said there's 7 cup finals there. There was 8 cup finals before the Forest game, and they lost that one. So, you know, it's a situation now. It's not all about what style of football you play, what tactics you make. It's all about mentality now. For De Zerbi's got to get into those players and say, look, this is so much at stake for us. The next 7 games are massive for the club, massive for the fans.
Yeah.
You go out there, you prove that you're good enough, and you prove that, to me, that you want to be part of this club going forward next season.
Yeah.
And that's work rate, that's wanting it more than the other team, that's mentality by saying, like, we ain't going to get beat today, and all those sort of things got to come into it.
Yeah.
It's not all about tactics and all that. Oh, you've got the right tactics now with him.
Ollie moaning out there. Ali's not answering.
I've just spoke to him.
Would you answer to Ollie though? I would. I don't blame Ali.
Croissant avec de beurre, jambon.
Yeah.
He's giving it the big one because he speaks French. 10 minutes to 9 o'clock. Future of current Man United manager Michael Carrick is yet to be decided. Carrick currently averages 2.2 points per game in the Premier League. To put that in perspective, only Pep has a higher all-time average. Whoa. Is there a little case then to be made for him not getting the job long-term, Gab? Should he get it?
I think Manchester United are doing the right thing. Wait till the end of the season. There's no rush. If he gets top 5 for Manchester United, I think he deserves the job. If he misses out now, then I don't think he does. But it's a big decision to make, Al, because they've got it wrong in the past, where ex-players have become managers. It didn't work with Van Nistelrooy, didn't work with Solskjaer, really. So it is a big decision, but he's done everything to
well,
deserve the
when
job.
you're going well, players will always back you. Now, United are out in Dublin, training out there in preparation. Speaking to the media, 2 United players have shown the backing for Michael Carrick. Have a listen.
Obviously, it's not for us as a player to decide for his future, but yeah, he's been very great. He's been doing so much for the team. He has a lot of experience and he knows the club. He has the DNA, so we think he's the right man. But we are really happy for what he's doing right now.
We've got like a good experience with him. I like playing under him as well, and then yeah, as he said, it's not to us to decide, but. Yeah, we're gonna try to take as much as we can from him.
Join us now for more on this. talkSPORT's Man in the Know and big Manchester United fan. A very good morning to our chief football correspondent, Alex Crookie. Morning,
Good
Alex.
morning, Alex.
Good morning, boys. I tell you what, I wouldn't want Gabby Agbonlahor to be a pundit making a judgment on me. Didn't work for Ruud van Nistelrooy. He had 4 games in charge, Ruud van Nistelrooy. 3 wins, a draw, 11 goals scored, 3 conceded. I think he'd probably say he did all right, Gabby, to be fair.
Why didn't you get the job?
Because they didn't want to give it to him permanently, but not because he underperformed.
How did you do at Leicester?
Yeah, it didn't work for him at Leicester, absolutely. But you can't hammer his Manchester United career. They're arguably better under Van Nistelrooy than the guy who came in and replaced him.
Oh, he's touchy this morning, isn't he?
Well, he's making a point, Gab. I'm nodding my head. Alex,
Finally, Cookie's got something
Alex,
right.
I would give it to Carrick, me, but like maybe Gabby's got a point saying leave it to the end of the season, but I would give him it now.
No, I think Gabby's spot on, Alan. To be honest, I think if you make that decision now, there's a danger that United don't finish in the top 5, don't get Champions League football.
Why?
Then you
Why?
look a bit
Because
silly.
he's now because he relaxes, or because the players take the foot off
It just
the
happens
gas?
sometimes,
Why?
doesn't it? It happens.
Well, that was going to be my next point. I think if you do make that decision, then there is a danger maybe the players relax and take their foot off the gas. Obviously, from what we're hearing from Ahmad and Brian and Boomer, they're the players very much behind Carrick. They would say that. They're not going to say anything different in a press conference environment. But there's some tough games to come. I'm going to be at Old Trafford on Monday. Leeds, the visitors, never an easy game. Obviously, a big rivalry between the two. They've still got to go to Chelsea, who they're competing with for the top 5. They've still got to host Liverpool, who are right up there in terms of the Champions League as well. Sunderland away has been a difficult trip for a lot of teams this season. And then Brighton away on the final day. So it's not a given yet that United finish in the top 5. So I think just keep their powder dry. What I would say is quite telling is that, as I understand it, they've not yet sounded out any potential alternatives for Michael Carrick. We're 6 weeks away from the end of the season. Obviously, plans are afoot for the summer transfer, although Carrick has been a part of those conversations. So I think certainly he's in the box seat.
I think as well, there's even when they do give it him at the end of the season, they don't need to give him a long-term contract, Al. They could literally look at a 1 year, 2 year deal and see how it goes, can't they, Crookie? Because, no offence to Michael Carrick, but there's not going to be many other clubs in the top half of the Premier League that are looking at him.
Well, I think Tottenham had a little look before he went to Manchester United, but I take your point. I mean, I've said for a while now, if I was a Premier League owner, I'd get together with the 19 other clubs and say, you know what we should do? Let's just do 1 year rolling contract.
Yes.
Because I think long-term deals in football are a waste of time, aren't they? All it ends up doing is costing the club a lot of money. And I think you're right. A 1 year deal until the end of next season, give him a full season to prove himself, I think would be the ideal scenario. Whether Carrick would accept that, I think he probably would be pushing for a longer term deal. He's open to debate. But yeah, I don't see the point in doing what they did with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and bowing down to the likes of Rio Ferdinand on TV and dishing out a long-term deal, knowing that maybe it won't work out further down the line.
Well, I tell you who I'm delighted for, and hopefully we'll sign something nice. Harry Maguire. What's your thoughts on Harry?
Listen, the line in the statement that stood out for me yesterday was Jason Wilcox, the sporting director, talking about the resilience that Harry Maguire has shown. And the one thing you can't question about Maguire during his Manchester United career is that resilience, that character. He's had his setbacks. There's been times when even the home fans have turned against him and he's bounced back and he's still there 8 years down the line. I think in some ways he's been a victim of the fact that United haven't been that successful during his time at the football club. But his form under Michael Carrick has got him back in the England squad. I think he's well deserving of a new contract. I'm told he could have left and maybe earned more money elsewhere, but he wants to stay, and I think you have to give him credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think as well, Crookie, when you look at Thomas Tuchel's comments that he's the 5th choice centre-half for his country, I'm not sure about that, are you?
No, I know Sam Matterface has defended Thomas Tuchel there and said the comments have been taken out of context, but I'm with you. I think it was a little bit clumsy from Thomas Tuchel, maybe not for the first time, and a little bit disrespectful. I think on form, there's an argument that he deserves to start at the World Cup, and the fact he ended both those friendlies wearing the captain's armband tells you that he's going to be on the plane. I think if he can maintain this form between now and the end of the season, there's every chance he might find himself
Thomas
in the first 11.
Another one of Sam's friends that we have to be careful, Crookie?
Well, I think they may have gone out for dinner once.
What about just a quick one on Paul Scholes, giving his verdict on who United should keep and sell from the squad? Just having a quick look here. He reckons Harry should be sold. Lenny Yoro, Gabby, you mentioned him earlier. He says he should be sold. What do you make of that one?
I think it's too early to make a judgment on a young player. I think there's been times when Lenny Yoro has looked really good. There's been times when he's made basic errors and you think, blimey, maybe this is not going to work out. But I think he deserves more time. He certainly wouldn't be top of my list of players to be sold. But it's a massive summer for Manchester United because they're going to be back in Europe in some form next season. I think they'd probably need 6, if not 7 signings to come in. Not necessarily £100 million players, but just to strengthen the squad, because we know that Casemiro is leaving at the end of his contract. Malacia will be allowed to go. Ugarte, I think they'll try and get off the payroll. Maybe Xerxes as well. If they're going to be playing in Europe midweek, we've seen the toll that can take on a squad. You know, Gab will testify to that when it comes to Aston Villa. Tottenham as well have struggled to play in Europe and in the Premier League. I mean, they've really struggled, Tottenham.
It won't be
so
a
I think
problem.
they are going to have to.
It won't
to
be
get
a problem,
players
will
in.
it, Crookie?
I don't think they'll get rid of too many.
Manchester United didn't finish in European positions, and they spent nearly 300 million. So finishing in the Champions League positions, they'll have loads of money to spend, won't they?
Well, they always seem to find money to spend, Gabs, despite such a massive pleas for poverty. And we know they want to sign certainly 1 big money midfielder, if not 2. I think they want a left back as well, because Luke Shaw's not going to be able to play week in, week out in Europe and the Premier League. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy summer. And that takes us full circle, really, to the start of the conversation that they are going to have to make a call, I think, on Michael Carrick or whoever is going to be the new manager pretty soon. As soon as that top 5 position is wrapped up, and that could be a couple of games before the end of the season, they've got to make that call.
Alex, just a quickie, your tip for the National?
I've already had an anti-post bet on that one on Oscar's brother, 25-1, ran well at Cheltenham. I think he's about 14s now, so that's where my money is.
Okay.
Doing well, Crookie. Doing well with his tips. Yep.
There you go. Alex Crook, thank you, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent. Right, coming up in the final hour, we'll get Didier Hamann, and hopefully we'll get Mr. McCoy's live from Paris. 2 minutes to 9.
And in another experimental training ground activity, Arsenal's players have been pictured working in groups to avoid dropping pens on the floor while dribbling the ball. You'll see this on the screen now if you're watching the show. Gabby, I don't know enough about it, but it looks more a kind of bonding thing. The lads are having a laugh and whatever it is they've got to do, keep the ball up, no drop the pen. I don't think there's any harm in that, do you?
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't have the pens, but you'd always do stuff like that, Ali, especially when like a new manager come in to try and lift morale, maybe when the team's struggling.
Yeah.
You'd make training fun and you do little relays and something to get the lads...
Can I take their mind off it?
Exactly.
And listen, they're under pressure. They are under pressure probably like they've never been before this season, right?
Yes.
Because all of a sudden, myself included, we're all talking about, you know, quadruples in here, and all of a sudden it's down to a double. Make no mistake about it, these are the 2 biggest tournaments, you know, that they would have wanted to win, and I still fancy them to do the league. Champions League, I'm not so sure, but mate, you know better than anybody, this is the first time they've actually been under, I think, a real bit of pressure.
I think, like I said it to Perry, and he probably disagreed, Ali, but yes, Arsenal might get better, but Manchester United will get better, Ali. You know, the money that they can spend without Champions League football, they showed in the summer, 250 million. What can they spend this summer qualifying for the Champions League? Chelsea will improve.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Coming up 9:05. Oh, look at these fixtures here. Oh, dear, Rangers.
Poor Rangers. Tough game.
Morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan. Plus an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. Right, Gabby's alongside me. Now, it's time to cross to beautiful Montmartre. Beautiful Paris, and speak to this man. Bonjour, Alistair.
Gascoigne strikes it in. Super Olive does it again.
A long throw, looking for Hateley's flick on. Tweed is with him. That's McCoist with the acrobatic effort.
It's through to Kelly McCoist. There's no flag, still McCoist.
Still Richard Goff. Now McCoist, a great chance for Rangers. He's made it.
Sets it up for McCoist. Oh, yes! Brilliant goal, Ali McCoist! And Scotland's biggest hero provides a goal at last after missing too much easier chances.
No Irish butter, no Jumbo on his croissants this morning. He's got it. Who's fiddled these fixtures, McCoist?
Hey, listen,
You couldn't. First of all, very good morning to you boys. Hey, Gabby, you couldn't get a bet on them having a home game, a final game of the season.
Why
man.
does that always
Honestly.
happen, Ali? Why?
Oh, well, they're running the thing up here, aren't they? That's why. They're absolutely running it, mate. They've got 4 of the last 6 at home, mate. Again, we've got 4 or 6 away. You couldn't make it up, pal.
Favourable fixtures for sure.
Okay, son, they're playing Hearts' final game of the season, right? Imagine one of them needs to win to stop us winning the league. Do you think it will happen? You better believe it. How are you, big fella?
Oh, good. Yeah, absolutely. This, by the way, Steve, on a positive note for you, Ali, Rangers are now favourites to win it.
Seriously, is that right?
Aye.
You know something now? I mean, all kidding aside, I think it's just so tough to call. I really do. I don't think there's any doubt. I think probably there's more momentum with Rangers, Gabby.
Yes.
But see, when we're coming down to the crunch now, guys, I'm going to tell you, I think Rangers have got a really tough game at the weekend against one of the teams of the year, Falkirk, and one of the managers of the year,
And
John
that's your
McGlynn.
last game of the season as well, at Brockwell.
Yeah, we've got to go to Falkirk twice there. So, listen, do you know the one thing? It's brilliant, Gabby. I mean, the fact that you're talking about it, it's a 3-way title race.
Yes.
You know, I actually can't remember. Can you remember it, Al?
No.
The last time no. It's great.
Well, Aberdeen were about, weren't they? It just got to be back to Aberdeen, or was it Dundee United? But very, very rare.
Ali, Motherwell are going to have a say as well, aren't they? They play all 3.
Of course they will. And I'm saying to myself, people forgetting Hibs as well, Gab.
Yes.
I mean, Hibs, I would imagine Hibs, they'll not want us to win it, they'll not want Celtic to win it, but they probably don't want us to win it either. So they'll have a big say, I would imagine. So, no, there's plenty. I don't know what you think, boys. I think there's still a lot of points to be dropped, clearly, between.
Yes.
I can't see anybody going and winning all the games. I really can't.
Do you see the Celtic Dundee game up at Dens Park? Celtic were pants. I couldn't believe it. I just don't know what's going on. You know, there's been all 3 have had poor. Hearts have had injury problems, but Rangers at times have been really poor, and Celtic have scrambled so many points to win a game late on.
That's why, though, Al. That's why. I mean, I might be wrong, but I cannot see any of the teams going and winning even 5 out of 6 or whatever it may be. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's so tight to call, mate. I really do.
So what about tonight then? Paris against Liverpool. People seem to say, they're all saying to me, we'll get battered, Liverpool will get battered. I think Paris will probably win over both legs, but I don't think it's going to be a battering.
No, I'll not be a battering. I was at the last game out here, guys, I've got to say to you, and it was probably the best goalkeeping performance I've seen in 2 or 3 years when Alisson was absolutely phenomenal, guys. And then I think it was Harvey Elliott nipped a winner.
Yes.
But PSG with a better team by a mile. It's a big ask for Liverpool, but what I think, lads, you know what it's like? I just think they've got to stay in the tie, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
You don't want to get a going over. If you can just stay in the game, and we've seen so many special nights at Anfield. I know PSG are, I think, probably still at this moment the best team in the tournament. I really do, when they're firing. But if you can get them back to Anfield, still in the tie, you never know. But I think that's got to be the main objective, mate.
I was there last season when Villa played there and in the stadium, and it's relentless. It was attack. It was the crowd, the guy on the speaker, the whole atmosphere. Such a tough place to go. We spoke yesterday about, does Slot leave Mo Salah out? Do you look at maybe Ali Gomez and Frimpong on the right-hand side, Robertson or Kirkes, or both of them, or Gakpo on that left-hand side, and just keep it tight and try and play on the counter-attack?
Mate, you and I had a good discussion about it, Al. I probably would, I would definitely go slightly more defensive in wider areas to give your fullbacks an opportunity, or a hand rather, to double up, because these guys in wide areas, as we know, when it's Kvaratskhelia, Doué, Barkala, these boys, they're just a different level. They'll absolutely tear you apart. So I think the fullbacks will certainly need a hand at times. So I would maybe go slightly more defensive in wider areas. It's a big call for Arne Slot, it really is. But as I said, it's one he's got to make, and he's got to stay in the tie.
Ali, Barcelona, Atletico as well. Barcelona have got a great record, I believe, at home against Atletico. So I expect Barcelona over 2 legs to go through, or not?
Yeah, I do. I do. It won't be easier. I'll be honest, I watched the highlights of the game. I know Gabby watched the full game at the weekend with Atletico and Barcelona. I watched the highlights. I think it will definitely have a different Atletico team because we've seen them before. I'm just not sure that the Simeone's previous Atletico Madrid teams have been absolutely different level of defending. They really have.
Yes.
I'm not sure this team's just of that same quality, Gab.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
But what it will be, Ali, over 2 legs is, for me, goals, because Alvarez and Lookman were rested on the weekend. You know what they've got? Griezmann. We've seen what his form's been like. He's leaving at the end of the season, isn't he? So I think it's going to be entertaining. And Barcelona's defence isn't the best either, is it, Ali?
No, it's not. I mean, and they play that high line, obviously, which has been well documented, which is incredible, really. I mean, it provided, you and I spoke yesterday, Gab, it provided unbelievable entertainment in the semi-final against Inter Milan. Both those games were incredible. But incidentally, I know you mentioned Griezmann. His performance in the first game when against Spurs, I've got to say, I was at that game. Griezmann was unbelievable. I mean, he turned the clock back. I thought he put in an incredible performance. So, I just think, I agree with you. I think there'll be goals, Gab, but over the 2 games, I see Barcelona going through, mate.
Yeah, football, brilliant football coming up, Ali. Also, the Masters tomorrow. I'm not moving from the telly for 4 days.
Listen, you start off with tonight. Well, even last night, great result for Arsenal, and the Munich game in Real Madrid was sensational. And then we move on. We've got fixtures at the weekend. We've got the National. We've got the Masters on Sunday, and I'm with you, Al. I'm on that couch, and I will not be moving for about 4 hours, mate. It'll be brilliant. What a weekend we've got.
Who do you fancy? Have you got a fancy for the Masters? I think it's difficult.
I cannot lie to you. I've let my heart roll my head. I've had a slice of wee Bob McIntyre.
I'd love him to do it. But just can he make them big putts sometimes?
I know.
Big events.
He had a 4-shot lead. I think it was in the Houston Open last weekend.
And he's not won a major, has he?
No, he's not.
No.
He's not. Matthew Fitzpatrick, I'd love to see Justin Rose do well. I always stay a bit loyal. I back maybe 1 or 2 of the Brits, a couple of Europeans. I think Justin Rose will have a good tournament, and so will Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Tommy Fleetwood, can Tommy get in there?
No reason why not, mate. He's got the game, hasn't he? He's got the game, no doubt.
Ali, what are you doing the rest of the day? A 5-star hotel for lunch, maybe?
No, mate. I'm going to the gym this morning, and then I'll have a nice walk.
Don't.
Get lost.
What, Jim? You're a liar.
I'll get back in the gym.
The Moulin Rouge gym.
So I've got a couple of gym sessions in, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, Gab.
Hey, by the way, remember last time in Paris, you, me, and Wee Niall.
Was that not one of the best days ever?
One of the best weekends.
What happened?
Hey, Al, do you remember we were doing the show and the boy was going to throw us out the hotel?
Yeah. Luckily, my O-level French got us out of
that. Fantastic.
We ended up doing it out my window on the roof, didn't we?
No, we did. Gabby, we ended up doing the show out in his balcony in the 4th floor of a hotel.
Were they after Ryder Cup? Were they after Ryder Cup? We've never seen a ball. Never seen a ball hit, did we?
We Niall Horn came with us, right? He was looking forward to his day. He never even seen a putt, never mind anything else.
Well, Paris hasn't been nice to you, has it? Wasn't there another man in your room once?
Oh, yeah, that was Longchamp, Jean-Pierre. You get the old Simcoe crack, get in there.
The old Simcoe crack.
I thought Joe was at her, though. I got my bit on sweet. It's a long story. We'll leave it at that.
Brilliant.
Listen, have a great night.
Yes, enjoy it,
have a
Ali.
great afternoon, a great
Smashing
night.
boys,
watching,
I'm enjoying the show.
See you, pal.
Take care.
Alan McCoy's there. Right, he's right, though. The fixture, there is going to be points dropped. There's no doubt about it. And it looks on paper as Hearts have. They've got an Edinburgh derby first up at Easter Road, then Rangers. Then Motherwell away.
But as well, or do all 3 teams?
Well, them 3 games, you got to say to yourself, that favours Celtic.
Save Hearts win it. Do they really strengthen in the summer, do you reckon?
Well, Tony Bloom, absolutely.
They surely they will to stay where they are.
Been mad not to.
Yes.
Right, right, brilliant. Gabby managed to get 2005 Champions League hero Steven Gerrard on yesterday. We'll speak to another one next. Former Liverpool, Bayern, and German midfielder Didi Hamann will join us next 9:15.
Well, yesterday I went to a pub and sat down with a beer and watched West Ham versus Leeds, and it was a cup tie for the ages. It was fantastic entertainment, and I think the whole weekend was a little bit like that, sort of handbrakes off, let's just go for it. But Leeds United deserve a lot of credit because they could have crumbled when they let in 2 goals in stoppage time. I don't know where West Ham were for the first 91 minutes, but certainly later in the game they came into it. They did have a couple of goals disallowed in extra time as well. And by the way, I'm the biggest advocate of getting rid of extra time and going straight to penalties. But yesterday might have maybe changed my mind.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, much like when I scored at Fratton Park, I think that time I ran to perfection. Because,
sorry. How does an FA Cup quarter-final compare to your goal at Fratton Park?
Because I turned up in the pub having had a family day when they went into stoppage time at the end of normal time. So I saw all the drama of the 2 West Ham goals. Castellanos going through and thinking he made it 3-2. And as you say, the extra time was absolutely brilliant. It was like a basketball match, which you don't normally get in that extra half an hour. We nearly got the story, didn't we, with a 20-year-old kid coming on and saving a penalty and making himself the hero. But, yeah, just a brilliant cup tie. And, listen, this competition takes a bit of a kicking, but I was at St Mary's Saturday night. That was what the FA Cup was all about. And try telling those Leeds and West Ham fans who've not been to a final or won the cup for decades, for generations, the FA Cup doesn't matter.
I don't think
superb.
It does take a kicking. I think that's just a phrase that people use just to sort of, to blithely, actually, because I don't think it does take a kicking. I think we all enjoy the FA Cup. I go back to the last couple of years. Look at Crystal Palace's run to the FA Cup final and subsequent success. It's brilliant for the FA Cup.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be
Come on now.
afraid.
Prove that this is not just a Liverpool song like Ali says.
He's having a laugh.
He said it's Liverpool song that sold him. Come on.
That's because they hate it.
Come on.
I don't know.
Of a storm,
There's a golden sky and the sweet silver sun of the land. Walk on. Who's that?
Didi!
Yeah, no.
It's Didi!
Oh, Didi, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I have to tune
in. For your dream. I love that Celtic song, Didi.
You're funny. Who's that?
Oh, you called up there, Didi. You can't see him. He's like
A little bit. I'm about to walk the dogs.
Antarctic.
Yeah, I'm about to walk the dogs.
Well, listen, Didi, it's happening at European nights. Whether it be Paris, Rome, Istanbul, when that song's played, Liverpool, it's all about Europe, isn't it? It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And people are saying they're going to get battered. Look, they may do, but I can't see it. I think the pride, the heart, walk on. No. This is it's an interesting tie. Of course, Paris are favourites, Didi, but Liverpool have got to stand up here.
Yeah, they have to stand up, but a lot of the times they didn't stand up in recent months, and it's a bit worrying. I think they might be able to get a half-decent result to still have a chance when they take him back to Anfield next week. Over the 2 legs, can they beat them? I doubt it.
Paris, they seem to be peaking again at the right time, did they? The previous rounds, the early rounds, they were okay, not hitting 100%, and suddenly now, bang, like a lot of top European sides like Bayern, they're really, really now beginning to get into full flow.
Yeah, this is when you have to be at your best. And don't forget that last season, they were 2-0 or 2-1 down against City. If they had lost that game at home, they probably wouldn't even have finished in the playoffs. They had to win in Stuttgart last game. They beat him 3 or 4-0. And then they beat Brest 10-0 on aggregate. And then from then on, obviously, they beat all the English team. They never looked back, and they were a different animal from January onwards.
Yeah.
This time around, it looks pretty similar. Dembele's been out for a few weeks, so has Doué. They're both back now. Having said that, against Chelsea at home, they've been pretty fortunate. I don't think it was a game where they've been 3 goals better than them. But I think at Stamford Bridge, they showed their class, and worrying times, and we know how Liverpool has been outplayed their last season, even though they won the game 1-0, but they probably should have lost by 2-3. So I think a lot of uncertainty about Liverpool, and this Paris team for me is still the team to beat this season.
Does he play Mo? Does he give Mo another chance on the biggest stage? They say, go on, Mo, give me a performance, because he's clearly 6s and 7s at the moment, Didi.
No, you need workers when you go to Paris, and I think Enrique said it in the press conference yesterday. Our target is to have more possession than the opposition. I think that's 70% last season when they played them. I don't think this is a game for Salah. Obviously, his time is coming to an end. I'd be very surprised if he's going to play tonight. I wouldn't.
Didi, we had Steven Gerrard on yesterday, and he said that Elise would be the perfect replacement for Salah, even though it would be hard to get him out of Bayern Munich. How highly do you rate Elise?
Yeah, he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant in the Bundesliga. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about Bundesliga players coming to the Premier League because some of them had big problems, as you see with Voltimade, with Wirtz. But obviously, he's shown that he can play in the Premier League, and he's probably been the standout player so far in the Champions League. I think he's been outstanding again yesterday. He gave Carreras, who played so well against Anfield against Salah, he gave him a torrid time, and he's probably one of the best, if not the best wing at the moment with Yamal. He would be great for Liverpool, but Bayern Munich, I think Uli Hoeneß said it, they're very reluctant to sell him. And, we're talking 150 million plus. Is Liverpool going to spend that? I'm not too sure. And even then, I'm not too sure whether Bayern Munich wants or will sell him.
I mean, you talk about tonight, Liverpool need players that are going to work. And I saw a stat about 2 weeks ago that Liverpool have been outrun in the majority of their games this season. And I saw that on the weekend, did you, against Manchester City? Sometimes midfielders at times, not following their man and a bit lazy and not stopping the cross. They can't do that tonight, can they? Because this PSG side, if you allow them to play, will punish you.
No, 100%, Gabby. And the thing is, you've got to be prepared to help your teammate. And I think that's one thing they haven't done. I don't know whether there's a problem within the team or just with the manager, with the team. There's certainly a disconnect between the team and the fans at the moment. And you don't get the feeling because you had tough times at Liverpool before. And obviously this is when the best comes out of the club, when people stick together. But this time round, it's a hugely talented team. In the past, sometimes you say, well, maybe the team is not good enough. I think there's no doubt that this is a team filled with quality players, but they just don't seem to pull in one direction. And that's a worrying thing. Just had a look at the fixture list for the rest of the season. They still go to Everton. They've got Chelsea, United, Brentford. I don't think they'll finish in the top 5.
Wow.
So without Champions League football next season, would be catastrophic for the club. And if you go through to the next round, even though you face Real or Bayern Munich, it's probably, it won't be easy. But, sometimes in these situations, it brought out the best in the club. Have I got hope? Yes. Do I believe it's going to happen? No.
So, do Liverpool, if the game goes wrong tonight and it looks as if they're out, is it change of manager? Maybe Steven Gerrard into the end of the season? Could that happen, Didi?
Well, I think you certainly have to contemplate. I said a few weeks ago that if you lost a game 2-3 weeks ago, then you've got to think about the manager, because it's vital and it's essential for the club to finish in the top 5. If Alonso wants a job in the summer, as we read, as we hear, it's probably his. Is he going to prepare to take over now? You know, managers sometimes want to take over in the summer because they have a pre-season, even though it didn't help Xavi too much when he went to Madrid to take over in the summer. But I think they need a solution. If they really got beat by 3 or 4 tonight, I think you've got to think about the manager's decision, and then you've got to find somebody till the end of the season, because you've got to give it a go to finish in the top 5. Because if you don't, you might not be able to keep players. You might not be able to attract players. It's not a good situation at the moment.
And Didi, over the other side, the M62 City, what about Pep? Does Pep stay and give it one more go?
Well, what I hear is no. I'd be surprised if he stays another season. Maybe with the form that the team is showing, maybe he contemplates or tends towards maybe doing another season. But they won the League Cup. They still got a chance in the league because Arsenal has been struggling, as we've seen. I think we see a new manager at Manchester City and most probably at Liverpool as well in the summer.
Okay, Didi, listen, good luck.
Thank you, Didi.
Good luck with the dogs, Didi. It's going to be 26 degrees. You might not need all that gear on, but and enjoy the game tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Will do. Thanks, Al. Bye-bye.
Didi Aman there. Brilliant. I wondered who was singing that. I thought,
Well, who did you think it was?
I don't know. I was looking around saying, who's that?
But you wasn't happy that they were interrupting you.
Oh, no. Didi's a top guy. No.
But if it was someone in the one of the lads there, you'd be unhappy.
Yeah. Okay, 9:28. We're back in a tick.
Liam Senior revealed that Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez had been suspended for 2 games, one of them the Port Vale game, for crossing the line with comments he made about his future. Remember, after Chelsea's exit from the Champions League, he was asked at Fernandez if he'd still be at the club next season by ESPN. He replied, "I don't know. My focus is here now. Then the World Cup is coming up, so we'll see after that." And then during his time with Argentina, he was quizzed about various things with Chelsea, of course, very much in the conversation, and Real Madrid maybe in the conversation. Anyway, whatever he was asked came down to the city of Madrid. "I really like Madrid," he said. "It's similar to Buenos Aires." He was then questioned on whether or not he would consider living in Madrid, and he said, "Yes, of course." Anyway, he was banned for a couple of games. This was Liam Senior on that.
Firstly, as a character, as a person, as a player, I have the utmost respect for Enzo Fernandez. What he's achieved in his career, the player that he is. He's frustrated because he wanted Chelsea Football Club to be successful this year. He still wants that, and we still can be. In terms of the decision, I've said this from day one, it's not all about just me. It's not all about the sporting directors or the ownership or the players. We are aligned in every decision that we make. So it was a joint decision. And saying that the door is not closed on Enzo, that's very important. It's a sanction. You have to protect, especially this football.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the taxman at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Okay, 9:34, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Gabby's alongside me. Now, on to boxing. The world is buzzing right now, and for good reason. Tyson Fury back and is not taking it easy, by the way, facing the devastating Makhmudov. Is that what it is?
Well done, yes.
Makhmudov. This Saturday, the Gypsy King's back from his 5th retirement, and our very own Spencer Oliver thinks a domestic blockbuster with AJ is finally it could be back in the cards if Tyson does the business.
Makhmudov is a tough guy. He's got a big knockout ratio. We saw him beat Dave Allen last time out, and he showed that he's still very much at the top of his game. It's a big, big test this for Tyson Fury, but a good one because Fury finds out that we'll find out, that he's still got it at that top level or whether he hasn't still got it at that top level. So, yeah, very interesting fight. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, really looking forward to that one. And if Fury comes through, a dangerous fight against Makhmudov, again, it sets up the big fights with Anthony Joshua, and we finally get the fight that we've been talking about for the last decade or so. But it's going to be interesting to see how Fury goes because that ring rust, he's been out of the ring for a long time. He's had a long career. It's a dangerous fight.
Oh, he's a big lump as well, Makhmudov. I've just seen pictures of him. Whoa.
He wrestles bears, you know.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big lump. Elsewhere, 2 weeks ago, my favourite young heavyweight, Moses Atuma, dismantled Jermaine Franklin with a brutal 5th-round knockout. And his manager, Frank Warren, declared that Moses is already ready for a world title shot. On the very same card, South London's very own Denzel Bentley. He weathered a massive storm to pick up the WBO interim world middleweight title in the process. Delighted to say we're joined by the man who's brought the belt in as well. Himself live in the studio. Denzel's with us. Denzel, morning.
Good morning, Denzel.
Morning, guys.
Congratulations as well, Denzel. That's a beautiful belt.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Al, I've just held it. After a fight, to put that on you, I need water. Putting that on must make you even more tired. But how did you think the fight went?
Yeah, no, I think it was a good fight. My opponent was tough. He was strong. I think as the rounds were getting on, he was, becoming more and more intense.
So yeah, when I clipped him with that shot, I thought I need to step on him to get him out of here because he was getting stronger.
You wasn't happy about something after the fight?
Yeah, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I mean, I won this title here, and it should have been for the full world title, not the interim. Because as of now, as we speak, the full champion is suspended for taking PEDs.
Right.
And I don't see how you can be suspended by anyone and still keep your titles. Yes. So,
and who is the full champion?
Janabek and Alan Kaluni, who I boxed in 2022 in Vegas.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's from where?
He's from Kazakhstan.
All right. Okay.
He's from Kazakhstan.
Tough boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to wait for the outcome then to see if you get you take him on next, or your other plans.
He's suspended for a year, so I can't fight him until a year anyway, which is why he shouldn't hold his title. I was number 1. I fought the number 2, and it should have been for the full world title for both of us to be able to achieve our dreams. But that wasn't, that unfortunately didn't happen for us. So hopefully the WO now can make a decision and upgrade me to the full world title.
Can't wait a year, can you? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How did you feel during the fight? Because you hadn't fought before that. It was December 2024. Why didn't you fight for so long?
No fault of my own. It was just trying to make this fight with my last opponent. We got mandated to fight last year, probably around this time last year. And just negotiations and stuff, it just wasn't happening. It was going back to purse bids and going back to negotiations and couldn't really find that middle ground. So I was out waiting for that fight. And I feel like...
Frustrating, is that?
Very frustrating, because I'm someone that's always in the gym. So, going to the gym and everything, as fighters, we don't get paid unless we fight. So I'm spending money to go to the gym, you know what I'm saying? But thankfully, my coaches and stuff, obviously, they, wasn't looking for money or charging me to use the gym and all these things. They stuck by me. And
where is the gym where you're training?
Peacock Gym.
Oh, Peacock, right.
Yeah.
East End.
East End, yeah. Best gym in the world.
Yeah. So, this was the undercard of Chisora Wilder. God, that was a brawl, wasn't it?
That was a brawl. That was a brawl. That was a brawl, man. I mean, exciting, but I mean, the two of them are, they're clearly past their best. They're getting on now in their 40s, and I think if that was the last fight for both, I know it's for Chisora, but if that was the last fight for both, they've had a great career.
It cracked me up watching it though, when they're outside the ring on the ropes and they're still punching each other. It was like an old school brawl at a party. Yeah. Two uncles going at it.
Denzel mentioned Moses Atuma.
Yeah.
When I first saw him, first couple of fights, I thought, oh, who is this guy?
Yeah.
It was a bit like seeing Tyson, and then black boots, no socks, black shorts for the first time. I thought, whoa, who's this? Is he that good, Moses?
Oh, what a talent, man. Moses is really good. I think one time, he was about 17, he came down the gym for sparring. And that's the first time I saw him up close. I mean, in fights, you can always be like, oh, wow. But in sparring, you're sparring another prospect, or you're in there with someone else that's...
And he was 17.
And he was 17, and he more than held his own. And from then, I was like, this boy's a problem. So seeing him doing what he's doing now ain't no surprise.
Is it as well with the heavyweights, when you see them so tough but so quick? When you're a quick heavyweight, you're dangerous, aren't you?
Yeah, I think that's what makes it even worse for all the other heavyweights. His speed and his fluidity, like he's so fluid in his movement. He's got such quick hands. It's hard to capitalize on that, because these heavyweights are just a fraction slower. They're powerful, but they're not as quick. The way he moves out of punches and counters, it's too much to handle, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, Conor. What about Conor Ben? You've sparred him plenty of times, haven't you?
Yeah.
That step up for Conor, it was second fight was brilliant.
Yeah, no, that was good of him. I mean, he should have done that in the first fight, but he probably went into the first fight with a bit too much emotion, trying too hard to, hurt Chris Eubank. So all these shots were telegraphed and Eubank could see it. The second fight, he boxed a lot better, albeit I do think, Eubank wasn't his best, but Conor boxed a lot better the second fight, a lot more patient, a lot less emotion, and probably boxed to what his corner was telling him.
Yeah.
What about yourself, though, going forward now? Because I could just tell everything about you. You're ready to fight now. You can take Alan on if you want. I don't want to do that. What's next for you? Do you want to keep busy again and fight this year? And is there anyone out there that you want to call out, or you think you want to fight with?
I mean, listen, I'd like to fight at least 2 more times this year again. I want to stay active. Last year, I had no fight, so I like to be as active as possible this year without overcooking myself, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I'd take a little break and I'll be back in the gym and ready for the call next. I mean, there's no one specifically I want to call out, just, the person who's meant to be champion, but I don't think should be champion, but I can't wait till a year.
Have you got to train every day, Denzel?
Yeah.
For your peace of mind, you've got to...
Yeah, I mean, right now, I just thought, so my body's recovering and stuff, so I'm not as sore as I was 2 days ago. But yeah, I'm doing all my rounds, doing all these things, and then we usually have a week off and it's back to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym after this just to say hello to the boys.
How important is that? Because, like, I was telling a story a few weeks ago when I used to go to Miami with my friends during the summer. I used to have Floyd Mayweather, who lived over there. And he'd go to the clubs, he wouldn't drink, and we'd see him at 4 a.m. in the lift with all his team going to the gym. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just shows, doesn't it? If you want to get to that level and you want to, like, be at your best, you've got to keep healthy, haven't you, and fit at all times.
Definitely. It's weird. It's addictive. Yeah. It's addictive. I mean, it's so hard. So when you're doing it, you're thinking, I can't wait for my week off. I can't wait for the break. And then when I have my week off, I don't know what to do with myself.
Really?
So I'm saying, if I'm not on holiday, I don't know what to do with myself. As long as I'm here, I want to go to the gym and train. I want to just, be around the team and, do something, even if it's not heavy, just being in that environment. Because, it's like you said, it's just good for my brain to just be
as well. This is
Tyson Fury's the same, isn't he? Is it the fifth time retiring? he just can't do without it, can he?
Yeah.
Now, is he taking a chance here against this fella?
I think he's levels above Makhmudov. I think it should be a real easy fight. And I was just saying the other day to some friends and stuff that Fury just has problems. Most of his problems come with shorter fighters. When he's got a fighter that's, in his eyesight, in his eye line or whatever you call it, he finds it easier. He just pops him around, and he's got good hand speed as well.
Yeah.
Not as much power or explosiveness as Itama, but he's got good hand speed. He would just pick you off and move off. He's got great feet, great movement. And it looks to me, looking at his training sessions and stuff, that he still has that movement.
We know boxers love boxing, but you want to make the most money you can, can't you?
Yeah, definitely.
You want to look after your family, you want to look after your coaches and everything. And this is probably the time now where boxers are getting paid really, really good money.
Yeah.
And you want to impress as well, don't you? I was speaking to some boxers that are fighting under Turkey's cards.
Yeah.
If you fight under him and you impress him, he'll have you back, won't he?
Yeah.
And the lucrative money will come. Does that come into your mind when you're out there? You don't want to risk losing, but you want to put a performance in.
I mean, my style's been exciting anyway before all of that, so I don't put that pressure on myself to perform or look good. I mean, I'm a big puncher. I got a big knockout ratio, so, you're more than likely to expect a knockout when I fight. So I don't put that pressure on myself to be like, oh, let me impress. It's just get the job done and get it done well.
Denzel, what about amateur career? How good were you as an amateur?
I was decent. I didn't have a long amateur career. I had my first amateur fight at 19. I had 17 amateur fights, and then I turned pro. I won the London Championships, but I didn't win the Nationals. I got to the semi-finals of the Nationals, and I lost in the year after I turned professional.
Yeah. Well, listen, we wish you all the best. I'm puzzled with this guy, whatever he's taken, and you've got to wait a year. That can't be. No. That's wrong.
It's ridiculous.
That's wrong. Is someone looking into it to try and, get an enforcement here saying, look, he's got to give the belt up?
Yeah. My team are looking into it. My manager, Martin Bowers, has been going back and forth with the WO, trying to send emails and stuff and, get some clarity on the situation. And I'm sure after this fight, Queensbury and Frank Warren will be on it and pushing. That's super promoted, so they'll be pushing, for, some sort of result from them.
Brilliant. Denzel, good luck to you, mate.
Good luck, mate.
Denzel Bentley there, British middleweight boxer. Beautiful belt there, but waiting and waiting. They've got to do something about it.
You think you could lift that
out? Just. Denzel, thank you.
Thank you, mate. Good luck, mate.
And good luck to him. Denzel Bentley there. Right, 9:45.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk has apologised to the club supporters and said his side gave up after they were knocked out of the FA Cup by Manchester City at the weekend. This is what he said straight after the game.
So all the responsibility, we're the ones not performing on the pitch, but we know how the world works and we have to stick together, even how difficult that is. It's just a big blow that we're out of the FA Cup, because up until the penalty I don't think there was any issues. At the moment I can only speak for myself that this is a big blow. This is tough to take, especially the way, second half. But yeah, the reality is that midweek there's a hungry and very good PSG waiting for us. You could say the only good thing is that there's 2 games to be played, but even in between those games we played a tough game against Fulham. So yeah, you know, obviously in my time at Liverpool, we have been going through tough times, and at the moment it's a tricky one as well.
Yeah, tricky one, and there's lots of mitigating circumstances with Liverpool, and I think we all should always have to remember that. But is he deflecting from his own dip in performance by suggesting that we gave up?
Well, he was certainly one of the biggest culprits. You know, they were in the game.
Should he have taken more ownership?
Yeah.
The talkSPORT 20k giveaway.
What a nice guy, by the way. Hey, nice guy. Wish him well.
Yes.
Okay, coming up to 10 to 10. The clock is ticking. You have until 4 p.m. tomorrow to put yourself in the running for £20,000. 20 grand. Imagine that. Tax-free as well, landing straight into your bank account. Don't miss your chance. Make your move now. And here's what you have to do. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. That's text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call us 0343, that's 0343 418 7260. One more time, 0343 418 7260. The lines close tomorrow 4 p.m. That's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Your chance to win 20 grand, £20,000. Text WIN to 83338 and do that now. Right, here we go. Let's finish with a bit of this.
The talkSPORT 20k giveaway.
The wee sparrow.
Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal
Liverpool's trip to Paris tonight, live on talkSPORT. Got Ali McCoy's thinking about an infamous trip to the French capital for me. I'm sure you've read it or heard it in my audiobook, but if not, it's a belter. Or Jean-Pierre. Oh, no, I can't tell this.
Come on.
Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. We drive over there, me and the missus, and another couple. And, well, they drive, right? They drive, and because I had to work.
Oh.
So I get to Waterloo in a rush, because it's an early train, but it's not an early train, it's a wind-up. So it's my mate there, Aussie, pain in it.
Yes.
And he's at the Champagne Bar. Got you, we're only kidding, we're getting the 3:30, not the 11:30. I'm like, what?
Oh.
Anyway, we get stuck in, because it's Longchamp, Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. Get on the train, had a few.
Okay.
Up the bar on the train, someone said, "Oh, come over, how you doing? All right, what you backing?" I never sat down. Got, you finish your drink and you're there. Le Gare Nord.
Yeah.
You're at the station. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we get off the station. Me, Couch, a guy called Winstanley, big Chelsea fan, screwball, but a funny guy. And there's a problem on the metro. Okay.
Yep.
So we can't get a train, and they said, come on. I says, no chance, I'm getting a cab. And this guy, so we're queuing up, and this guy comes up to me, and they've gone. They said, I'm not paying for a cab. I said, we'll see you. I'm getting a cab. I'm going to meet the wife, right? So over he comes. He keeps going up and down the line. He said, Monsieur, taxi, bicyclette, taxi. I went, no, go away. He's got a motorbike, right?
Motorbike, okay.
I said, go away. No, they'll be here. No, problems on the road. No. Taxi, motor. Beat it. Go on, beat it. Get. So anyway, I thought, I've got to pop over and have a cutlo. And the little bistro there, and let the queue go
As
down.
you do.
So I've done that about 3 times, Gav. The queue's not going anywhere. So eventually he turns up again. I went, okay, combien, how much? And he said, 60 euros, not francs, euros. I went, how much? 60 euros. He said, you wait here all day, 60 euros. I went, go on then, because I'm now thinking, I'm late. I'm in trouble.
Did you have your arms around him?
Well, let me get there. So we go around the back of the station with the big bikes, not little bikes. Well, can I get my leg over there? I said, I can't get up there. So they get me a fruit box and climb on that. So I eventually get on the back. Well, can they get a helmet to fit my head? Eventually, he's standing on the box, banging his helmet. Watch my ears! Whoa! So anyway, it was brilliant. We whizzed through the traffic. It's right, the traffic was at a standstill. And Intercontinental. So we go at the Intercontinental, right? Mm-hmm. Off the Champs-Elysees. And I get in there and I think, all right, here we go. Mr. Brazil, I'll just go in the bar, see my wife and friends are there. They should be there by now.
Yeah.
No one there. That's strange. Very weird. So anyway, I got up, registered, get my key. Mm-hmm. Up I go in the room, right? Jill's there. She's in the ensuite, right? She's in the ensuite. The shower's going on. I thought, a bit tired, jump in bed, off with the gear, straight in bed.
All the gear off?
Yeah, I'm in bed. And out comes Jean-Pierre from the bathroom.
You kidding? I'm
not kidding. And he's looked at me and he's mouthed off in French at me, and I've given him a bit of, whoa, what are you doing in there? Whoa. So in the end, we have a bit of a scuffle.
Bit of a scrap.
Yeah, we have a scrap.
You can look after yourself, can't you?
Because, all my dough's on the table as well. He's not getting that.
Yeah.
So we have a bit of a, anyway, all of a sudden there's bang on the door.
Yeah.
And what had happened was there was a mistake. There was 2 Intercontinentals. Jill was in the other one. And they'd phoned up and says, oh, your husband's here. He's in the room. No, we're in. So they run in with the manager, broke the fight up. And so I get not chucked out, but it was his room.
Yes, his room.
His room.
Did you apologise to Jean-Pierre?
No chance.
He didn't do anything wrong.
It was the manager's fault. Give me the wrong key, wasn't it?
Jean-Pierre didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, well, he come. He threw a right and a left hook, and I thought, I'm not having this.
Did he catch you with the hooks?
A little bit, yeah, but I got him.
Yeah, didn't feel the thing.
I got him. And anyway, oh God, what a weekend that was! It was magic. It was just one of them. It could only happen to me.
Yes,
that.
yes.
Wrong
yes.
room, wrong bed.
I'm just trying to picture you on the back of the bike, though.
I swear I couldn't get my leg over on, get on the bike, and then the helmet. Oh, my ears have never been the same.
No, what? That's, people have got big heads, Al. I've got a big head.
But I have to tell you, it was worth it. It was brilliant.
Yes.
Whizzing around the streets of Paris.
It was like me yesterday on that line bike. It's lovely. Just get around. All that traffic in London.
Anyway, we've got football tonight, and we're on tomorrow again.
Yes, looking forward to the games, mate. You get back and get some rest.
Right, coming up, Jim White, Simon Jordan, and Danny Murphy. It'll be interesting to hear Danny's view on Liverpool, won't it? And
I think he'll be worried.
We'll listen to Ali tonight. Oh, we're live on talkSPORT. Is it live on talkSPORT tonight as well? So it's going to be great. What a week we've got coming up for football. We got tomorrow the Masters.
Yep.
Magic.
The next 5 weeks.
The Open, not the Open, the Grand National.
Yes.
It's just fantastic.
Maximus, put a bit of dough on that. The name.
A lot of weight, Gab. You got to look at the weight. It's a handicap. You got to look at the weights.
Okay.
But you need a horse that goes round and gets over the fences.
Okay.
Who knows it? So he'll be
Don't they
there.
all go over the fences?
Some don't. Some don't. Some just chuck it after two. Say what? You know the different fences, Gab.
Yes.
They're not used to jumping these fences.
Okay, I get it.
But they've made them a lot safer now, a lot easier.
Yes, good.
Okay, have a great
Well,
day.
mate.
The guys coming up next. See you tomorrow. Great to be back. Thank you. 2 minutes to 10.
Manchester United